Ladies and gentlemen, welcome for tonight's game of CEA Siege. I am, of course, Keldev, joined here tonight by the King of Dopenshire.
How's it going, everybody? We are here for a great matchup between Carnegie Mellon University and the University of Florida. And Keldev, why don't you tell us about the bracket and where we're going from here after this game tonight and the ramifications of the game?
Well, you see, Dope, before this bracket, of course, we are now into our playoff side of the bracket, meaning every single match is going to matter that much more. As you can see here at the top of the bracket, we have Carnegie Mellon and University of Florida fighting for that slot to be able to face off UA Gold in the quarterfinals and then finally get there into the finals as well. Going to be very, very important for both teams to be able to pull out all stops here, as I do believe we also do not have a losers bracket, meaning losing is you just lose. You need to win this in order to be able to proceed. And as well as now the brackets will be set up so every single match is now a best of 3 as well. So no more ties. We don't have to worry about the dreaded tie, no interview. Now we at least get to get ourselves a nice interview at the end of every single match, and as well as have a decisive victor at the end of the day. Something that I'm really looking forward to at this point in the tournament.
Yeah, and not only that, but for those of you who've not watched any of our games yet of Invite League or Open League playoffs. Every map also will have a victor. It is first to 7, but if teams tie 6-6, we have a 3-round overtime. So not only will the match have a winner, but every map will also have a winner. And with that, we're going to get into our rosters. First up, we have Carnegie Mellon University's roster. Let's look right here. First of all, we have Calvrix with a nice stats here, plus minus of 45. Then we have Kevin Joker with a plus minus of 59. Sabiko with a plus minus of negative 20. Spyglass with a negative 5. And Yasha with a plus 23. You can see their favorite attackers and defenders there on your screen and on stream. If you can't tell, this is going to be a great matchup with some great lineups right here from both players and teams.
Yeah, and looking at their favorite attacker and operators, you can see just the amount of like tactical operators they have been bringing. Like for first one, you have like a Twitch and a Valkyrie being brought out. Two operators really good at relaying info and getting rid of any of the gadgets coming in from the defenders. And aside from probably Kevin, where he's bringing in that nice, lovely Doc main, shooting everyone down. Every single one of these attackers and operators, and sorry, defenders, bringing in a lot of utility. So we're going to see probably a little bit more shift in to it, kind of a more utility heavy gameplay here coming in from CMU. And of course, we are going to be seeing as well our UFL roster here, as well as they will be bringing in Ewoks, Glib, Perfect, Spooks, and the Kung. And already you can see here as well, really, really, I would say kind of balanced KD differences, as we have plus 45 on Ewoks as well as plus 42 on Perfect. And then you look over and, Glib and Spooks averaging about the same per match as well. And the Kunk bringing in the support. As you can see, he is playing the Gridlock and Capcan on his defenses. So although he doesn't get as much praise as his teammates, he definitely is pulling his way in the support utility that he is bringing for the team and doing a really good job at it.
Yeah, and we have, in terms of attackers and defenders, a lot of utility from both sides. We have Lion, Zofia, Buck, Glaz, and Gridlock, as you stated, for the favorite attackers, along with Doc, Kaid, Valkyrie, Wamai, and, as you also said, Capcan. And these are all very heavy intel and utility operators, especially Wamai being brand new to CEA, just unlocked in playoffs. We're hopefully going to see Spooks bring some new and exciting gameplay with that Wamai picks all throughout the night. And with that, we have seed number 4 versus seed number 5. Carnegie Mellon versus University of Florida. First map will be Clubhouse, picked by UFL. They will be starting on attack. Our second map will be Coastline, picked by Carnegie Mellon, where they will start on defense. And Border will be our decider map for the night. And with that, we should be good. Get right into it.
Oh, yeah. And this one should be a really good one here, as this is a map that I know both teams do particularly like, as this map is quite a bit of people's favorites, but at the same time, I would honestly say it's a really good map if you're a team that really likes anchoring in particular, because like the way that this map is just set up, in terms of roaming, you end up having to be forced down like single paths, and you're kind of forced with no deviation. So when you're trying to run away from your anti roamers, you're forced into another anti roamer's hands almost immediately. So it makes things running around a little bit more difficult. And because of the way that the sites are set up, you could honestly set up one person on every single angle, and there will not be one person watching the same angle. So just having a team full of anchors could actually end up paying off quite well. Not to saying that roaming is impossible, but technically it is a little bit more difficult compared to the other maps. And while some roamers do get time to shine, it sometimes doesn't always get to come off and play out as well. So, of course, do you have any thoughts for this map, King?
I like this map a lot. I feel like as we're about to get into it, we're going to see a lot of different plays from both teams. Most of it, I think, the gameplay is going to be centered on the CCTV cache room and the basement site, because those are the two most common sites. We're going to see probably some interesting picks coming out on Gym Bedroom if we get to it. That's always a site that a lot of teams switch it up and really bring out unique strategies. Especially in Invite League, we see a lot of teams with their own unique strategies for that Gym Bedroom area. And that tertiary site is really where the defense will be made or broken, because winning an extra round can go a long way, especially on a site such as Gym Bedroom. And with that, looks like we have the ready from both teams. We are starting our first map of the night, best of 3 series, Carnegie Mellon versus University of Florida. And with that, we're going to get right into the ban phase of our first map.
Oh yeah, and we're probably going to see some, the classic Jackal, Thatcher, Mira, Echo ban. But honestly speaking, I kind of feel like maybe Mira might not be banned, just because of the kind of, generally speaking, Mira's always banned, so people stop making strats around it. So I feel like you could probably get away without a Mira ban, and might be able to see something even nicer. But oh, I actually forgot about Maverick on this map, where you could just burn down that entire cash room wall and make the entire map so much easier for yourself. Really good bans we bring out here, and really helping reinforce the defense of cash room as well. And of course, Florida bringing out their first ban, and of course, and gonna have to ban as well for the defender right coming up next. You got any predictions?
I feel like I would not be surprised if I saw a Thatcher or Capital ban coming out here. We see both of those a lot this season. I've casted far too many clubhouse games, and I've seen these 3 operators, Maverick, Thatcher, and Capital banned probably the most on this map out of anyone, and that's, as you said, to make CCTV cash room just a little bit of a different site. And
Oh,
with
yeah.
that, we're going to go on to Florida's defensive ban. Looks like they're going to take away the Maestro.
Yeah, Maestro, a really good operator, just getting site intel. And now it's kind of pressuring Carnegie to possibly think about banning Echo, because, if they don't do it, no one will. And then, but at the same time, if they do, that's the site, information gone. And it looks like they'll opt instead to ban Mira. Echo will still be on the board, and for the first time in about a century, I think we'll be able to see Echo being played.
Yeah, I mean, I think only once or twice this season I've really seen Echo played on this map, and it's the same thing as you said with Mira. A lot of teams don't really make strats around some operators just because they're banned so often. Speaking of operators that we don't see often, Cali is going to be picked up by Glib. Cali just being unlocked for playoffs. This is going to be one of the first times we're going to see her throughout the pretty much entire season here, spring season of CEA. We also had a hover for Wamai, but Kevin Joker switched to Valkyrie instead. But that Cali play could be definitely interesting, especially if we see her picked on Church Bedroom. Or sorry,
Yeah.
Cash CCTV.
Oh, are we gonna see the chunk, or is he just teasing us? But Kali, yeah, a really good operator on the site, I would say, in particular for cash room, just because you can use those, the claws that she gets to get rid of any of the KE charges, and as well as, she could actually sit on warehouse side, and once that wall is open, she could see almost the entirety of site. I'm kind of interested to see how they're going to be able to adjust and bring it onto the side of basement here, as I know, for example, you could probably push Oil Pit or maybe Blue as a whole, but the angles in some cases might actually just favor a regular machine gun, as generally people have practiced it throughout this entire game. But I'm really curious to see just if he decides to play that, or maybe he might actually surprise everyone and pull out something a little bit more creative, and possibly see if he could get some magic going through dirt as well. That we'll be seeing reinforcements as our first round is about to commence, as the attackers are let free.
Yeah, I agree about the Cali. Going to be a little bit of a hard play to go down here on this basement site. Mostly just because there's not too many long angles I can definitely see coming from dirt, or if they get that blue wall open. But Spyglass is going to accidentally kill Calvrix, and that's going to be the first pick of the night, is going to be a team kill. And it looks like we actually have a nice rush coming out from Florida. They have 3 of their operators already through Blue Room, and Chunk is going to take out Spyglass. Already 2 operators down.
Yeah, this rush really coming in a good time too. Right after the mistake of the accidental TK there. And ooh, looks like Sabi gonna take down the Kunk, as Yasha gonna be pushing in from dirt, taking down Ewoks. Now he has to hold off a little bit more, as we still have Glib and Perfect holding it down. Kali holding that long angle all the way from dirt, pressuring out the KE from peeking, as well as Spooks pushing down. It looks like main stair side, gonna be able to get some action, but ooh, down goes Kaid as he gets shot from the Kali. Spooks gonna be pushing up from motor side now, walking into sight as he does get detected from the Echo Drone. He will be behind this desk, gets one of the concussions, immediately gets swung on by Spooks and takes him down. Now it's all down to Sabby. Is Yasha still down? Will she be able to pull this one out? And as you can see here, gridlocked off, and down she will go to the Kali shot straight through the chest.
Yeah, I think that the use of that rush really helped them a lot, especially knowing that one of the operators was down for Carnegie Mellon being taken out by an unfortunate team kill, and getting that early pick on the Mozzie, sorry, was really beneficial, and they just set up a lot of nice angles that they couldn't really contest on the side of Carnegie Mellon, and unfortunately for them, that's going to be their first defense is going to go to the hands of the attackers. We're going to go back to Church Arsenal, though. I want to see what Carnegie Mellon switches up here, if they switch up anything at all to prepare for that very fast push we saw from UFL.
Yeah, I think they might be just shaking it off as a bit of a mistake off of the early prep, losing Calvrix that early on, as well as not really having the site rotations and site positions held off properly. So, UFL just managed to have perfect timing, be already down Oil Pit by the time they're blowing up the wall, and really exposing the defense from Carnegie Mellon. Really good timing on their part, and really good, call right there to make to just immediately push that super quickly. And yeah, you see here, Spyglass opting to just shotgun the wall first and making sure that it stays open and this hides preps no matter what happens in the later half here. As we're gonna be seeing, it looks like everything else being relatively the same in terms of setups, and they're probably gonna read into a little bit the fact that they try to push fast, possibly play a little bit more loose to stop the push from coming in before it even gets started, and making sure that they don't make the same mistake twice.
That Cali is definitely pretty deadly, though, I'd say, on that blue hallway looking from oil. That was a really nice angle we saw that Glib took advantage of, especially once they were up an operator, too, because you can get a nice angle onto that doorway from Armory onto the blue stairwell area, and that's a nice spot to lock down. If there's any defenders in blue tunnel, they're not going to really have a rotation out because, with that 5 times or 12 times scope, you're not really going to have many peeking options to do. One shot from that sniper will put you down, and that's not something you want to contend with if you're CMU.
Yeah, for sure. And now we're actually seeing double hard breachers coming in for the attackers. Might be able to see a lot of walls get opened up, as that Hibana is going to be able to, in theory, open up every single hatch with a little bit of an asterisk over the kitchen one. Is generally you have impact tricking and nitro cells possibly being able to be thrown up and prevent anything from being open. See if they are able to get it stuck down or not, as it looks like they are going to be positioning themselves into stock to prepare for some hatch openings inside there as well. As, it looks like they're actually going to opt to open dirt where Yasha on Kaid is playing. He's going to hear the explosion coming out and immediately reposition himself accordingly, and we'll see if he gets anything going, as Kunk actually taking in a few shots as well as Spyglass already hurt quite a bit. And oh no, here comes in the gridlock finds. He's not going to be able to push or swing, as with that much health left on his body. He's going to have to sit here, play super safe, and kind of just hold down the fort as best as he can for his team, as the Collie is going to try to open the hatch here.
Blib is going to take out one of those Electro Claws at least. That's going to be pretty helpful, as now Ewoks can just come and open that hatch into Moto from Bar. In the meantime, we have Ewoks actually pushing up against Yasha. It's going to be a very close firefight as the drone will come out. Ooh, Yasha is going to actually take down Ewoks, and that's going to be one of the hard breachers down for UFL, and that's not a spot they want to be. Yasha is still at full health, but Spyglass and Calvrix are very low as Kunk gets downed in blue. Spooks, however, is going to run around, picking up Spyglass, but Yasha's going to respond by ticking out perfect with Glib, getting the refrag onto Yasha. It's now a 3v3 situation with 45 seconds left.
Yeah, literally a second ago, things were looking super good for Carnegie Mellon, and suddenly UFL just managed to turn things back around for themselves, picking up their down teammate, and down will go Kunk from Calvrix on that mute. Gonna be using the SMG-11 to stop any entries from coming in. Sabby holding down Dirt, as Kali still playing on this angle, along with a Echo Drone on top, waiting for her to enter. Gonna concuss immediately and allow Sabby to just peek out and take her down, as we have Spooks on the split here. Gonna be on Moto, try to walk in, but get taken down as well from Calvrix. Now, Kali's going to have to make something happen here, but there's no way she's going to be able to. Echo Drone concussed and Savvy peeking with the headshot onto Glib, finishing the round out for Carnegie Mellon.
Yeah, good showing from them, especially holding the tight angles onto dirt, especially Yasha holding down, I believe, getting 2 kills in that dirt tunnel. That's definitely very advantageous. The 2-for-1 trade, definitely something you want to see, especially taking out that hard breacher somewhat early into the round. That prevents them from opening up kitchen hatch, moto hatch, and the blue stock hatch. That's pretty advantageous for them. We're gonna see CCTV cash room be picked up next as basement is now locked. We are going to see the Cali come out from Glib along with the Kunk taking Capital, and this is going to be a pretty nice lineup for both sides.
Yeah, I'm kind of half expecting here maybe a Wamai getting 6 pick for that Capital, but it looks like they're actually opting not to take the counter and just going to be trying to keep the wall open using the KE charges being thrown at it. Given that, nice blanket is safety, but generally speaking, the KE tricking method a little bit less likely to succeed, but at the same time, it definitely could it's definitely something you kind of want to try at least because the amount of time you could least stall for is quite worth it, even if you don't end up getting the wall fully tricked, because that wall is such an important wall, such a big factor in the defense, and if you could do whatever you can to keep it open, you may as well go for it at this point. So we'll be seeing a little bit more of a range tricking strat over this style of a bandit, but let's see how successful it'll turn out to be.
It is nice to note that Yasha's Electric Claws will outpace the X-Kairos, but will not outpace that exothermic charge from Perfect. So if they manage to get that exothermic down before Yasha can throw down an Electric Claw, they will have that wall open, especially paired with the Kali. That's going to be deadly, and that's the last thing GMU wants to be opened. If they can keep that, though, closed for as long as possible, they have a good chance at winning this round pretty hard.
Yeah, and you can see here, UFL already setting up on the opposite side of the map with the Capital and Jackal on Spooks gonna be on the opposite end, getting ready to just fire from the window and start to prep, as well as Perfect and Ewoks being on the other side, droning out and seeing what opposition they have to deal with on this breach here, as he can already hear it go off a little bit. We'll get the trick. That's, I believe, let's see, 1 Hibana charge and 1 Thermite charge down for the count. While still electrified, it looks like they will be trying to use Kali's Claw to get rid of it. And, well, actually, yeah, they're trying to place it really high on the ceiling just to make sure it doesn't get destroyed, but it looks like it still will. The next Thermite charge goes out, blows up the wall, and Yasha taking a little bit of shots from Kung playing on that window.
That is all the exothermic charges gone, and 1 X-Kairos gone, so they only have 2 more to open up those garage walls. Savvy is going to take a little damage, but is going to get away with their life as Spooks has a nice angle into Cash Room. We see a lot of the attackers on the outside, but they are starting to drone out some of the roamers. Calvrix, sitting in bar looking towards Workshop, is droned out. We could see Perfect go for a wallbang here. Is actually going to do a lot of damage to Calvrix, but is not going to get the kill.
And Calvrix still watching the angle above, trying to see if anyone will be walking inside from construction, as I do believe we do have one of the attackers inside there as well. Calvrix just laying low and trying to make sure she doesn't get herself caught out just yet, as it looks like Spyglass can take down Ewoks. 1 going down. Yasha's actually down. Will get picked up, though, through the dock charge from afar. Now, Kali playing a lot closer up and trying to peek around, as Sabby going to take down Spooks. It's just down to 3 people left on UFL. 40 seconds left on the clock. Entry in from Kunk. Just going to be spraying down every single wall he can see, trying to see if he gets that one, but Yasha will catch him instead with the Nitro Cell usage. Kevin Joker getting ready to spawn peek out here into the 2, just playing outside the wall. This could be very, very deadly in this situation, especially because I don't think they're paying too much attention, but it looks like as he goes to peek out, they're just a tad too far out for them to be able to see, but it's fine. He's just going to walk up garage, take 1 down. Will he get Perfect as he fires some shots? Perfect down very low. 10 seconds left on the clock. He's going to have to make a push here. Things aren't looking good, and Kevin Joker going to clean it up at the very end. Flawless round for Carnegie Mellon.
Yeah, killing Perfect gave them that perfect round there. That's definitely what they want to see. A good morale booster and momentum builder, as that's a 2nd round win in a row. We're going to see them go to gym, bedroom, most likely. Yeah, that's what they're going to lock in. I would be surprised if they picked bar stockroom. But with this, they're going to opt to bring out the castle. Calvrix is going to pick him up. And we're going to see not a lot of op picks coming out yet. We're going to see the Ashe and the Twitch. We're actually going to see a change to the Valkyrie instead of the castle. It's definitely a little bit interesting lineups here, but the bandit is very common to watch that jacuzzi wall on that second floor hallway.
And this is a site that I've seen like Carnegie Mellon hold time and time again, and I really like their strat here. They're just going to end up holding down the side of cash room, opening up some rotations to allow themselves to see all the way to the gym window. So at that point, if anyone tries to enter, they use that to stop it, and as well as a lot more sightlines that are going to be able to open up as well. Because I do believe you could also see into you could see right into that window right there in the bedroom there. And if they pretty much that's gonna lock down almost every single entry from those windows. And of course, you always have the castle and the Jaeger combo, stopping any grenades from being able to destroy down the castle barricades. So it's gonna cost quite a bit of utility on the side of UFL to get rid of it. And looking at it, they're gonna be able to use, let's see, the sledge. Gonna be able to sledge down the first one. They're gonna have to burn out an ADS, which it looks like just one ADS they're setting up there. So that could probably be done with some frags. Looks like it's their only option, and then I'll have to use the buck frags or the sledge frags to just get rid of the second wall. So this is gonna be very costly for UFL to be able to accomplish here. And they might have to opt to take a little bit more of a fancy route using that Twitch drone to be able to clean it out nice and clearly.
Yeah, we've seen this cash room hold, or at least personally, I've seen this take a lot more of a foothold in CEA over the last 2 or 3 seasons. I remember way back when I started, only around when this map actually got reworked, only a few teams started doing this, but as this time goes on, a lot more teams really start picking up this hold. We see some other invite league teams such as RIT pull this out a lot too, where they hold the cash room and then watch all the way down to the gym window. But we're going to see how UFL plays against this. We saw some droning of the stocks cache area already, but we're going to have a lot of contention on this jacuzzi wall. We see Yasha there trying to get the bandit trick. Looks like it's going to get one of the exothermic charges. Only one left to go, and Kunk is going to have to use those Twitch drones to keep getting those shock bodies.
And you see that ADS putting in some work for stopping any grenades from being thrown in and just getting rid of the wall that way. As the last 2 charges are already placed, it's all on to Kunk really just to be able to shove his drone in and at least get one of the charges. And Spooks actually as well, peeking in from Logi, will get taken down as Sabby will just take her head or take his head right off here. And now they're going to be, still outside this wall, trying to figure out how they're going to get Yasha off of that area, as we have Ewoks pushing in from the server side, challenging Kevin Joker, who is still hiding inside cash room, using those angles very effectively. And
Ewoks and Kevin Joker are going to keep fighting there, but big fight right now is Yasha and Perfect are going back and forth on this jacuzzi wall, and if Yasha can get this down, then all of a sudden they have no exothermic charges and no means to open that up. We do see Ewoks go down, and all of a sudden, with Savvy getting that kill, they have no way to efficiently open up that last bandit or castle barricade, but bandit will fail the trick, and all of a sudden Carnegie Mellon is stuck on site. Hunk is going to get a frag onto Yasha.
Yeah, things are looking very good for UFL now. They're going to be able to push, but 40 seconds on the clock. They're going to have to make it count here, as they're already going to take down the Echo off Spyglass as well. And now 30 seconds left on the clock. They're going to start pushing in very rapidly as time is of the essence. Shots going in from bathroom all the way into that bed. Sabby's still going to be very, very much alive, as Calvric's already on the site as well, holding down a much shorter angle. Kunk going to take down Sabby. Perfect going to take down Calvric's, all down to just Kevin playing inside of it looks like to be construction now here, as he's just peeking into Logi, trying to fire some shots. Plant's going to be put down. All the dock charges are gone. He's just going to have to clutch it out against a bunch of low health people. And will he be able to do this using that dock ACOG? And looks like he will be walking in and get taken down immediately from Kunk, using that deployment shield against him and just wall banging him right through that couch. Really well played from UFL.
I mean, if you're Carnegie Mellon right there, that's not the worst loss in the world. It is the tertiary site of Gym Bedroom. It was little close. They did very good at holding off Florida for as long as they could, but once that jacuzzi wall got open and they lost their sledge, uh, it really focused a push onto that bathroom, which they didn't have a lot of defender utility put there. Once Florida got hold of that, it was pretty much a nice sweep from them. We're going to go back down to Church Arsenal, which has gone the way of both teams so far in this match. So this is really up to whoever. UFL has taken one win on this, and so has CMU.
Yeah, and you can see here the line actually being brought out for that counter, anti-roam, forcing the operators to sit still and really going to be very effective on these pushes, as well as the Ash being brought. So she's going to be able to capitalize quite well off of these line scans coming out. So this should be a very very well timed and strategized push coming in from UFL, as they have the means to just completely isolate and put the fear on of CMU as they push up.
And we have 3 Claymores coming out from the side of Florida. We have Kunk, Ewoks, and Perfect running 3 Claymores, and that's going to be pretty nice to deny any flanks that Carnegie Mellon might be trying to pull off. We don't know how much they're going to play that roam here, because they don't really know how Florida is going to play the site quite yet. We've seen Florida rush once. We've seen them play a little bit slower and opt to actually go for the hatches in bar and stockroom. But with the round beginning, we do see drones coming in from garage all the way down to oil, and that could signal that we might see an early push from that side as 4 of the attackers spawned over in kennels.
And they definitely aren't afraid to do it again, as it did work for them the first time. But you'll see Spyglass already having a drone here. Going to be able to use it for himself, just to be able to, peek out if they dropped oil pit or not, and kind of prevent himself from having to peek unnecessarily. And oh my god, Spooks just running straight in. He's on site. Down goes Jaeger there. He's going to keep pushing up and show you if he can capitalize off of this. Sitting in church already, telling his team, I'm on site, guys. Kevin going to take down the Kunk as he tries to follow up along with it. And now at this point, oh my goodness, Spooks just chilling in the back of sight, and all of Carnegie Mellon trying to figure out how they're going to try to get him out of here, as he's just sitting in the hot seat right here.
Spooks, however, I'd say is not in a very nice spot, because that thing is shootable, that little bar, and he's not in a really good spot at all to help the teammates who are currently doing fine themselves. Ewoks is going to pick up Kevin Joker with that nice Cali sniper rifle onto site, is going to whiff a shot onto Calverts, but without fear. Perfect is here. Spooks is going to guard that diffuser that is going down. They have a nice sight. Spooks is going to take down Calverts, covering their teammate, and all of a sudden it looks like it could be a nice win, but Spyglass is going to get Spooks with the C4. Diffuser is down.
And at this point, they have to start pushing onto that church site. They gave Spooks way too much control off there early, and now they're going to have to retake it. Will they be able to get as Glib will take down Yasha, and down will go Spyglass. UFL taking another round off of Carnegie Mellon. That situation was just crazy. Spooks managed to get himself into sight within the first couple seconds, immediately taking down Jaeger, and then no fear, just running straight to that back wall, sitting there and waiting for his team to be able to push up. And things just working really well, like Collie to take down the Kevin Joker's dock there, stopping any defense from anyone else getting on site, and allowing them just to push in the floodgate and then just open up that wall and save Spooks in that situation, allowing them to plant as well with him already in position to cover. Really well played from UFL, and that gamble definitely did pay off.
Yeah, I think the interesting thing that happened there is Spooks' position was really only useful if they got that church wall open or got someone else in church, because just sitting behind that bar by yourself isn't really helping your team that much. But once Ewoks got that pick, putting them up an operator, they had the ability to just open up that entire half of basement floor that church is on. And once they got that wall open and got a nice plant spot, all they had to do is have Spooks watch that angle and close them out that round. They are 3-2 up against Carnegie Mellon, and we're going to go back to CCTV Cash Room. And this is a site that Carnegie Mellon won pretty hard. They got a perfect round the last time they played this. And UFL it would be in their best interest to win this round. Winning 4 attacks is a very good sign to start when you flip to defense, especially on your own map.
Yeah, and this is the last round of defense for Carnegie Mellon here. So they're going to for sure want to be able to take this as well as they did before. Especially since, 3 wins on attack in terms of the way that this game goes is a very, very good sign that, things are going to go down your way. So they're really going to want to be able to just stop the momentum coming in at that point and be able to pull off the same, similar results inside of the attack rounds. And as you see here, the push coming up already. We have the Kunk on that gridlock, going to be rappelling up the wall onto the rooftops. She's probably going to be setting herself up a little bit, I'm going to guess, on the window, as well as opening up logistics, giving those options for her team, as well as Perfect just getting ready to drone out onto that main cache wall, with Glib already on the sniper position, getting ready to throw it out. Looks like they're going to try to rush it really quickly and see if they can catch Yasha before he can even get it down, but down will go the electric claw. Looks like did not get interrupted by the explosion, as down will go the next one, and will he get it? No, does not look like he will. The wall gets opened up. Spook's already at 1 HP is Perfect in Ewoks, getting a pick each onto Calvrix and Kevin.
Yeah, Spook's quite literally at 1 HP. You can barely even see it. Health bar is going to get a nice headshot onto Spyglass. All of a sudden, they have position. Oh, that's stairs. Spooks is going to go uncontested. Take it down Yasha. All of a sudden, it's just Savvy, and Spooks is going to get a reverse flawless round on Carnegie Mellon. They did it to them. Now they're going to return the favor. They're going to win attacking up 2 rounds. And that's not something we see very often at all on Clubhouse here at CEA.
Yeah, Carnegie Mellon is just really not answering very well to Spooks' advances. He's just getting himself onto site, and you could see that the kite not turning around after the call has been made, and ends up getting punished for it. And it's just not looking too good on their half, as they're just failing to the communication part of things. And you could see just every single person going down due to not looking at the right angle there at the very end. Really, really important mistake to not be making, and we'll see if possibly might get a little bit of improvement as this match goes on. Hopefully we do, as it's definitely not the look you want to have as things continue.
Yeah, I mean, we're switching half now. We're going to have Carnegie Mellon take up the attack inside, and University of Florida is going to go on the defense. We just saw a 6-pick from Yasha going from that Jackal to the Capital. It's definitely going to help their plant potential, and it seems like Carnegie Mellon is going to take a nice, slow approach with this lineup. They're not playing any rushing ops. They don't have Jackal. They don't have Ash. I would not be surprised if they took a more standard approach of taking out the 3 hatches and then pushing into church and opening up that back wall, as well as possibly the dirt tunnel. But on the side of Florida, we do have Kunk playing the Cap Can and Spooks playing the Vigil. Both of those operators have not seen any play tonight.
Yeah, and now, since this is now UFL's time to shine here on the defense round, well, I mean, say time to shine, but they're already 4-2 lead. This is going to be kind of, in their mind, this is going to be like, okay, let's take it home. We already got that 4-2 lead. At this point, we're in the lead, and we're on defense, which is, everyone's favorite side to play here. So they're going to hopefully see quite a bit of fight put up by Carnegie Mellon to keep themselves in this map for this game.
Yeah, I mean, it is Florida's map, so they do want to come away with a win, and Carnegie Mellon shouldn't feel the worst in the world if they lose this, but having a map advantage is a nice thing to have in your pocket. Kunk here is going to retreat. Looks like did blow that C4 with nothing to show, and is actually going to be downed and taken out by Kevin Joker, but Spooks is going to respawn instantaneously by taking down Calvrix, one of the hard breachers taken out right away. Definitely a very good trade for UFL.
Yeah, peeking that window out really late and making sure that he stayed on it really paid off for him, as he gets the Hibana down, one of the really important breachers, as you said. And at this point, too, we're going to be seeing a little bit of a improvisation made by Sabby, having to open up this hatch here inside stock with a thermite charge, which generally speaking, the Hibana would probably be the one pulling off. And oh my goodness, Spooks is just sitting inside kitchen and using that vigil ability to use, making sure he does not get spotted out as much as he can, seeing if he can punish anyone coming in to try to open up that hatch. But we're going to see Kevin Joker and Sabby droning up, as Kevin's already inside blue. they're going to be droning for his push to be coming in right here. Sabi going to be pushing it quite deep. But will they see Ewoks sitting inside dirt? Yes, he will. Throwing some bullets across, and his position is going to be known now to the team as the rest of Carnegie Mellon going to be pushing more in favor of that direction. And Spook's just sitting there standby, waiting for some action.
The asphyxiation bolt is going to come out from Yasha, taking a good amount of health off of Ewoks. Shots are going to go off into dirt, but Kevin Joker is going to take down Perfect. All of a sudden, CMU has the advantage, but with Spooks upstairs, they're going to have to watch their back. Looks like he's coming around from blue as Yasha takes down Ewoks. All of a sudden, Glib is the only one on site, and Spooks is going to have to make some ground here. Blue lights up one of the attackers and takes down Yasha. If he gets another kill here, they could have a good chance, but with Sabi on site, they do have the chance to plant with Glib right around the corner.
Yeah, unfortunately, down goes two of them. Kevin Joker and Sabi getting taken out as they go for the plant. Now at this point, Spyglass trying to get on site and try to fix the situation, but will get taken down to Spooks, who drops right behind him. Really unfortunate there, is I do believe Sabi just didn't really know that he was around the corner like that, and they tried forcing the plant. And you know, it's a little bit questionable too, because you could even see that the Jaeger threw some shots out from that little corner there, trying to, giving his position some awareness, but it looks like they did manage to get away with it and stop that plan before it could even get placed. Kevin Joker just wasn't watching deep enough for him to be able to stop it.
Yeah, I think that is definitely a miscommunication coming out from Carnegie Mellon. Having that plant down with Glib right around the corner behind that small bar in church. And unfortunately for them, that's going to put UFL in the danger zone. If UFL wins this next round, they at least force the overtime. So if UFL wins this round and then Carnegie Mellon wins the next few, we're going to have a 6-6 tie. That's going to push us into overtime. But, with only 2 more rounds to go for Florida, they can definitely pull it out. We're going to see a similar lineup running from both teams on either side, especially as we go up towards the CCTV second floor.
And if UFL can manage to win this one, they will push it into match point, at which point they can at least start threatening, Carnegie Mellon with the overtime in the worst case scenario if things start turning more in Carnegie Mellon's way. So really good position to be in at this point too, especially with this site, as it's very, very good for the defenders, and it will work out possibly good for them, and whatnot. Actually, really interesting to see the Capcan being brought out here by Spooks again, stopping some people like, for example, Kevin Joker from being able to just push in without checking the angles of the doors and seeing if he could locate any of those lovely mines as they are ready to just blow up in his face.
Yeah, and he's putting some around that stocks lobby area. That's going to be pretty nice because a lot of Capcans usually put their Capcans towards the site, but having them off-site, that could definitely catch CMU off guard. We do have Kunk already in garage, and Spooks having a nice angle on that barricade by stocks into Kittles. Kunk is going to get an opening pick on a Kevin Joker. That is the sledge dead.
Oh no, here it comes, and there he goes. Spooks getting the double kill on Spyglass and Calvrix. 2 of the attackers down. Really big play for Spooks here, as he took very minor damage here. He's going to be peeking, aiming at the crouching level, but Yasha's going to be standing up at the doorway, taking him right back. And now at this point, CMU not looking too good, just left all down to a Capitao and Thermite. 2 very heavy utility operators that could still definitely pull this one away, but with the defense lineup and setup, things are not looking that great for them, and they're going to have to pull out a bit of a miracle here.
Yeah, Sabi and Yasha are taking their time, though, taking out the cap cans and taking out the default cameras. Sabi is going to get picked onto Ewoks. That is the dock now dead. It's just up to Kunk, Glib, and Perfect to hold this out. As Yasha pushes more upstairs, and Sabi is going to join their teammate. They have a nice push set up from Master Bedroom, and there's really no one from Carnegie Mellon, from University of Florida to really stop them until they get towards Cash.
Yeah, and you can see the push coming in here. They're going to start entering into construction, making sure that they're not getting peeked out. Looks like they're just going to have to play fast here. There's a minute left on the clock. They're going to really try to optimize this time. She put it right in the middle, though, and it looks like Perfect just going to stop it out with that bandit trick. But Sabby going to take down Glib in response to Yasha. Looks like he's going to start setting up those bolts to stop any rotation from that hole as they try to push Perfect. C4 gets thrown out. Down goes Yasha. Sabby, last woman standing, going to start pushing in here. And it's Perfect just going to go undetected, peeking out from the bomb site and putting Florida into match point.
Yeah, danger zone achieved. Match point for University of Florida on their own map. If Carnegie Mellon wins the next 4 rounds, they go to overtime. But winning 1 of 4 rounds on defense is definitely a feat you can accomplish. University of Florida is looking to win this map by winning Gym Bedroom. And if they do it, that'll be a great momentum booster as they will have won 6 rounds in a row. It seems like they lost no momentum after their halftime switching sides. And if they can win this, they can possibly carry some of that momentum into Carnegie Mellon's map of Coastline.
Yeah, and at this point, you can see here the ACOG brothers coming out, the Rook and Doc here to drop the nice special of both those long-range guns going to be able to get some full use out of this site as well, since it's such a, the way that you can hold this site, as we saw, CMU do before, that ACOG makes such a big difference if you're sitting inside cash room. And we're going to see some action, possibly some action with it again, considering we do have, actually, no, the cast did get 6 Falcon Pulse there, so possibly a little bit different variation of the, setup, but definitely going to be interesting one to look and see for, as we do have the Pulse, going to be able to get that scanner out and just be able to locate all of CMU here, as they don't have an IQ either to possibly go for some counterplay and, shoot him as he's on his scanner. So going to be interesting to see how Spooks is going to be able to use his freedom of his camera, as he looks like he did get spotted out here from 2 different drones, with Yasha hiding his on the bear there. Looks like actually the Kunk opting to sit on the lower floor of things and using the ACOG to hold down this bar and pool area. It'll be interesting to see what he's going to be able to pull off as he goes for the spawn peek into front yard, which Spyglass did spawn by, but will he get caught by it, as his drone is not that far away?
It looks like Spyglass has a chance, definitely could see that peak. Kunk could lose their life pretty fast here, but it's going to opt to run away. Spyglass not going to have anything to worry about quite yet, but did waste a little bit of droning time off the clock. However, we do have a decent push coming out. Looks like CMU is centering their push around this CCTV cash room hold, and that could pay off very well for them if they take out those who are holding up here. We do see the Kunk rotating all the way up. Could get an easy kill, but Kevin Joker is going to get the frag. Opening frag for them, but could Ewoks respawn? No, Kevin is going to get a double kill, putting it up 5v3 already in the round.
Yeah, and Kevin Joker taking down both the ACOGs now. That is the entire cash room side of the site secure for them. All they're going to have to worry about is their below, and at this point, and Perfect actually going to take down Yasha. That's the Capitao down. And it's Perfect just going to immediately back up and start electrifying off the bathroom side, just to prevent any further thermite charges from getting placed down in the situation. Spook's going to try to go for the back door. Will he be able to walk right in, as it does look like one of them, Kevin Joker's on his cam, doesn't hear him on the other side as he start pushing up now. Looks like the call has been made that he's going to be coming from behind as he starts to shoot at the wall, but will not notice that the Pulse is already in, and oh my goodness, that air jab just throws him into the arms of Calvrix, who's going to be able to take him down. And at this point, 1 minute left, 3v2. Will they be able to pull it off?
Yeah, they definitely can here. Perfect is at low HP, but they have a chance to win out this map. Carnegie Mellon is up an operator, but no more as Glib takes out Calvrix. Spyglass is going to push up in logistics, but Glib is already back on site with Perfect holding a nice angle. Ooh, the kill is going to come out from Sabby taking down Glib. It's all up to Perfect to win the game for the team. Is going to catch the head out of Sabby. It's just up to Spyglass to keep Carnegie Mellon alive. And with that, Perfect is going to win the first map for Florida. University of Florida is going to beat Carnegie Mellon on Florida's map of Clubhouse, winning out map 1 of the series.
Yeah, and that was just a really dominant display from Florida. 7-2 lead. That is a very good lead to have. And you can just see the intelligence of and map knowledge that these players have throughout their play, as you have like spooks like holding down a bullet hole that leads straight into stock and having it work off so successfully. UFL definitely showing their strength here, and Carnegie Mellon looking like they're just lacking on a lot of communication as the calls. I'm not sure if they're coming out on time or they're just not registering what they're relaying, because some of those kills on those rushes that spooks have been pulling off just looking a little bit shaky, as they probably should have been turning around, stuff like that, and readjusting, especially when you hear, "Hey, Ash just killed me in Moto," like that or stuff like that is a pretty big red flag. And hopefully, we'll see some of those mistakes get fixed up into this next map, as Coastline, such a really good open map to be roaming and have that amount of communication going through to allow those roamers to be able to play off of each other.
Yeah, and we had Spooks coming out with 13 kills across 9 rounds. That's definitely a good number for UFL. And some of that comes from, as you said, not having that any really play against the rushes. They didn't bring out any trap ops or any operators to really deal with that. It looks like we might be good to go here. No break from our teams. It looks like we're just about to get into Coastline once we get the go ahead from
Yeah,
one of our teams. Kelda, why don't you tell us a little bit about our next map of Coastline?
yeah, Coastline, a really kind of highly debated map where it's some people will still say it's defender sided, like, the whole game's defender sided, but some people like really like the way that you could just attack this map with the way how open it is and the round of rooms that you can rotate between, stuff like that. So it really makes it ends up being a roamer's paradise, and also a very very much a fragger's paradise as well, because you could just kind of enter any place from like three different areas and just rush into sight and start shooting everyone, as well as really using the way the map is structured to your favor, as it's pretty much just a giant donut. And it's going to be really interesting to see how both these teams end up performing here. As I remember looking back and seeing Florida just playing this in their cross divisional game against ASU, if I do believe, and it was a 5-7 lead in the terms of ASU. But we'll see how well they have learned from those mistakes that they've made and be able to pull them and fix them against Carnegie Mellon.
With that, we're going to go into Coastline after that beautiful analysis from my friend Keldav. We're going to go right into the ban phase. I personally would not be surprised if we might see a Cali ban here just because of how prominent she was in the previous map and how powerful she can be on some of these sites, especially on Hookah and Penthouse. But that just comes down to what the teams want to ban. Carnegie Mellon will be starting out on defense. It is
Yeah,
their
I
own
think
map, and we're going to see.
I think Kali would actually be a really big ban, but looks like they're just gonna opt to ban Thatcher instead, trying to slow down the push and stop any hard breachers from being able to play. I'm kind of surprised they didn't ban the Kali, because this is another map where I feel like UFL is definitely going to pull it out again. As you could just, like you said before, Hookah, you could pretty much sit on the top of ruins and just shoot straight down like the area of aquarium and billiards, and also hold down the behind bar really well, as well as hookah door. Blackbeard, of course, getting banned. The window play just really strong in general. This is the character that you would ban on this map in particular. And
I mean,
yeah,
100%. A lot of higher level players have a little bit of frustration with Blackbeard, especially on maps, as you said, that have a lot of windows and a lot of places to peek from. We're going to have Florida ban away the defense operator, and that's going to be Echo off the board. Played a lot by some of the teams and players last map, but not going to be on this map anymore.
yeah, and it looks like the last defender ban going to be coming out here. I'm actually kind of interested in seeing the Echo actually being banned this time. It looks like UFL actually kind of using their ban order to determine whether or not going to have a Maestro or Echo game, as they just last time first banned off Maestro, and then threatening Carnegie Mellon with the lack of intelligence that will be able to come off on site by force, and then causing them to not ban Echo, leave it in, and then try to use it. And as we said before, Echo is just a character that just gets banned often. And since it gets banned so often, sometimes players don't remember how to play it 100%, and they get a little bit rusty on some of the different tricks you could do. and possibly don't, try to practice it a lot. And I'm already liking this roster being brought from UFL here, as we have Glib and Spooks on. Oh, never mind, they immediately swapped off. I'll say on double sniper, which would have been really fun to watch. But looks like we will be seeing the Glass instead, using that thermal scope into use, as well as Smokes as well. Really interested to see how much Smokes they managed to bring from him, and how he's gonna just use these angles in his favor. As honestly, I feel like Glass is one of those operators that is really strong, but you don't actually end up seeing it played that often. Because, like, that thermal scope and the fire rate of that gun are just so fast and so deadly that I'm kind of surprised that you don't see many more teams bring it out.
Yeah, I mean, we could definitely see it pulled out here instead of the Cali for Hookah, and that could be interesting as we talked about before and in the band phase, having that long angle onto that Hookah doorway and that large window into billiards is going to be very advantageous for UFL. We do have Smoke and Pulse coming out, as well as Castle for Carnegie Mellon, and that Castle is going to be a direct counter to that Glass play. They're going to have to spend some utility, mainly breach charges from IQ, to open those up. Yasha's definitely going to be playing downstairs in Sunrise Bar, looking for some picks into anyone coming into Hookah, and Spyglass is definitely going to be able to hold down as long as they can, especially sitting on that cool vibe stairwell.
Yeah, really interesting setup there. So you have the deployment shield and ADS, kind of preventing them from being able to quick peek down the staircase, but also preventing the likes of UFL to be able to just run up it as freely, as they're going to be a little bit paranoid. As soon as I say that, the Kong just running straight up these main stairs, as he's going to be entering into luggage just soon. And it looks like just Sabby's holding it down, but she will get taken down from the Kong, as he's going to start pushing straight into Aqua now. And see what he can pull off as, oh, it looks like we have Glass sitting on that big window, and Ewoks pushing straight in. They're just on site. They were allowed to just walk in, as Ewoks going to take down two. We still have 2 minutes left on the clock, and they're just gunning in. Down will go the Nomad, though. Kalvik's going to try to bring things back, as she still has the camera to at least support herself with. But Perfect, already knowing that it's in play, going to be able to just plant right on top of that bar, as they have complete site control. Yasha and Kalvix here are going to try to have to retake this, as 40 seconds left on the clock with that bomb planted.
I mean, with that, the round is almost over, pretty much. It's a 2v4, not necessarily impossible, but with only 27 seconds left on the diffuser, and Spooks getting the double kill. That is going to be Florida winning the first round of the map very strongly. That is a 7 round in a row streak for them. If Carnegie Mellon can't start breaking that momentum up, this could be a very quick map. We're going to see where they opt to go here, and looks like they're taking their time deciding. Cali is going to be picked up by Glib, though, along with Glass by Spooks. We could see double sniper coming against this Hookah Lounge.
Our dreams are dead again.
Again.
One day we'll get the double sniper meta. And honestly, looking how UFL's been playing, it looks like the addition of Kali has really shaken up the way they played. Because we'll see, right here, Glass being brought out here on Spooks, and they're just really having, kind of have that one Overwatch character watching over everyone with the sniper, and then once the push needs to happen, having them very comfortable with pushing in. And I think that's why they're honestly opting to take Glass instead of Kali here, as you can see Glass not afraid to push up with that gun, since you could, like I said before, that attack speed is so deadly and makes close range engagement so much more scarier to take against him, as well as of course the Kali ADS time with that big scope just a little bit longer. And I think overall UFL just kind of looking at the last game and realizing how successful their pushes really when they went really fast were, and just opting, using the information to just opt to take Glass over Kali, since they want to play a more fast pace. They want to catch CMU as they're off guard and just keep them on their toes, as they've just been getting successful rush after rush. And at this point, I'm really excited to see how they're going to be able to pull it off next.
I mean, I think one of the biggest reasons why UFL is just playing so well is the fact that Carnegie Mellon's really not adapting too much. Adaptation is one of the big words we pull out here at CEA. A lot of what Siege is adapting to how the other team plays. Kunk is actually going to be injured outside by a spawn peek But
believe that
anyways,
it was by Kevin Joker there, just peeking out of that hookah window. Looks, yeah, it did down him, but did not get to confirm, and he knows it. Gonna try to play around that hookah side. Sorry, the sunrise bar side, see if he can punish anyone going for it, and possibly pushing it from that side. Oh yeah,
Ewok is gonna be able to get this, but Spook is actually pick up Sabby. Looks like Kevin Joker isn't gonna know that because here we play it like Pro League. Points are off, so he did not get the notification that that player was down. It seems like we're getting a little bit of a slower play from UFL, especially having one of their operators down so early, but Kevin Joker is going to get that conversion, picking up Kunk finally after about a minute of playtime. Ewoks is going to look into the sunrise bar for Kevin, but Kevin is too busy putting that phone away.
yeah. And at this point too, we're gonna see UFL trying to drone up and get the information. Spook's still playing on that doorway, just using that site to its max potential. Calvric's holding a short angle with that SMG-11 ready, trying to use the mute jammer's information to be able to throw off a little bit the attack. But we also have Glib actually upstairs as well. Well, I do believe, yeah, Spyglass sitting down here on the side of the staircase, trying to see if he could get a peek. Might actually get caught off guard if that Sophia is able to push up, as well as Ewoks coming in from security now. You can see here the pinch is happening slowly over time, as we just have every single attacker push into main lobby. Down goes Sophia into the arms of Calvrix, but you get retraded from Ewoks. Yasha taking down Glib. Now we're down to a 2v3. Things not looking too good for Carnegie Mellon, as the pressure going onto Yasha. Gonna take him down with Spooks with a double kill. Last man alive, Kevin Joker needs to pull this one out. Takes down Spooks. That's a good start, but now we still have Ewoks and Perfect. Still with 3 drones left and a minute left on the clock. They could time this out, but they also have site control as well, making Kevin have to play the retake. We'll see a little bit. Oh my goodness, actually, sorry, it's from Perfect, I think. See some shots onto Kevin and take him down as he was. Sorry, I got the roles reversed there. He was on site on that panel of the wall there.
Yeah, I think really, even though the spawn peak downing Kunk, eventually leading to a kill, was very effective at slowing down UFL, I feel like Carnegie Mellon just needs to rethink about the operators they're picking. They're consistently getting out rushed early on, and yet they're not picking operators such as Ella or Legion or even Frost or Capcan that would deal with that. They're picking roamers and anchors, and it's so far it hasn't worked for them. I mean, 8 rounds in a row for Florida. At some point, you have to say, this isn't working. We have to go something else.
Yeah, we got to get crazy, to start pulling off a little bit of the off meta, and really try to optimize on how like unexpected it is, and see if we could pull something out. Because I think Capcom might help a little bit with some of the fast pushes that Florida has been pulling out here, and could possibly help if they're able to predict it very well of how they decide to push. And we're going to be seeing a repeat onto Kitchen here rather than opting to go to Hookah. And I'm curious to see if Kevin will end up spawn peeking in, as that is one decent answer to stop a rush. You can't really rush if you just die within 3 seconds of running up to the building. And by Kevin just spawn peeking in general, it's going to force UFL to take their time as they approach the front door, rather than just aimlessly run at the doorway without even droning or anything. So Kevin doing his part at least to slow them down, but is it going to be enough?
Yeah, I think we could, if the round differential gets a little too high for Carnegie Mellon. It is their own map, so they theoretically should be doing slightly better just based on their seating and the fact that it is their map. But I think really switching up their operator picks or just breaking the momentum of Florida would be what it takes to get this game a little bit closer. So far, Florida has won 2 unanswered attacks. They have a decent... It looks like they're just going to do about the same thing as last time, push in through main lobby and get a little bit of flank, especially from Ewok and Kunk, who are currently coming in from the blue bar lobby area.
And we see Spooks getting himself into position as well. Actually, it doesn't look like he's going to opt to open up the little bit early and just get some of the intel going out for his team, as Ewok's going to be pushing in from the security side here as well, with the Jackal on the other side, just trying to see if you get any footprints and catch off any of the roamers that are coming in from Carnegie Mellon. Nice Mozzie playing upstairs as well. Gonna get one of these footprints scanned out, as I do believe that, ooh, actually is the Mozzie upstairs. He's gonna get spotted out and pressured just a little bit for just about 2 pings there, it looks like. Not gonna give out the position too, exponentially. And Kevin trying to just keep things tight inside of Sunrise, as Glib gonna take down Calvrix using the information that came. Oh, sorry, that's a different character. Using oh my goodness, down goes Ewoks as Yasha takes him down as well, using the camera for good information. But Jackal gonna get taken down. Spyglass gonna get that kill onto Glib. Sabby gonna take down one of those. Well, Luke's now just trying to keep things together on this doorway, keep the pressure going, as Dokubi is the other attacker left alive.
Looking like Carnegie Mellon might have this in their grasp, but they still have Spooks and Perfect to go through. Definitely good fraggers, the top 2 fraggers from the past map altogether. So this is going to be something that they're going to have to contend with. The C4 is going to go off from Spyglass and actually is going to land, taking out Spooks. All of a sudden, it's just Perfect. He's going to have to get 4 kills in 50 seconds. Has the diffuser, but not a lot of time, especially going up against a Maestro and a Doc late round.
Yeah, and at this point too, we still do have Spyglass sitting above, trying to see if he could jump himself down and get a little bit of pressure if necessary, as well as Kevin Joker just sitting inside of Sunrise there, trying to use that long angle into the from the window, I think. Yeah, pressuring it out as he's gonna go for a run out. She will hear, as Perfect will hear, and Kevin will just aggro straight up and take the headshot and stop Perfect before he could even get started.
Finally, after 8 rounds in a row between the 2 maps, Carnegie Mellon finally picks up a round. And that is definitely what they need, as that is Kitchen out of the way, so they can go Penthouse and then Hookah right in a row, and they could potentially come away with a 3-round win streak here if they succeed. But they're going to contend against, good thing I didn't say it, I was going to say Glaz and Cali, but they keep hovering that Cali and then switching off of it. Glib is going to pick up the Nomad. We're going to see Yang come out from Perfect and IQ from Ewoks, as long as Kunk picking up Jackal.
Yeah. Gonna be also seeing the double ACOG boys coming out for the side of CMU, as they're gonna take this to Penthouse Theater. I'm a little bit surprised by this, as Penthouse Theater is generally one of those sites that, like, for the most part, trying to hold this one down, especially with someone like Spooks playing Glass consistently, can go very scary, as you don't really have control over the Penthouse side of sight, since that big window just allows so much vision coming in, and Spooks gonna be able to play off of that really well using that glass scope. Gonna be interesting to see how they hold this, especially when they still did have Hookah as a viable option, but it looks like they'd rather, try mixing things up with Penthouse over trying to defend the attack that UFL has prepared for Hookah, where last time, if you don't remember, they just rushed straight in and just took the entirety of site by the 2-minute marker. They did not hold back one bit, and they took all the control. And, hopefully we'll see a little bit of an interesting setup now that Wamai is allowed into the league, and we'll see, possibly some nice counterplay coming in from him. But so far, I'm seeing a pretty basic setup from Penthouse, all things considered.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Carnegie Mellon right now, you're probably wishing you didn't ban away the mirror, because mirror really helps with the biggest problem of the site, which is what you stated, the fact that you can't really get any control of Penthouse when you have a Glaz or now a Cali watching that window, or a Blackbeard. But since Blackbeard's off the table, they have the Glaz played by Spooks, their top frag, and they're not going to have a good control of Penthouse. We see Sabby laying behind that little clay brick wall, whatever that is made of, but we're going to see Fuse already fused into the bathroom, taking out any utility, and it looks like they're going to try to get quick control of that window and bathroom and trophy hallway as soon as they can.
And it looks like Sabby just holding into the corner right behind that half wall there, as she's going to have to, hide again from Spooks, who's already on the window, using the pressure from that nice glass scope and using the thermal to potentially see any people that he wouldn't normally see. Shots going across. Kevin going to take down the Kunk, who dropped... Oh, wait, no, this is... Yeah, he dropped into bathroom. Used the floor holes right there to be able to see the feet and line them up. Kevin going to try to challenge the Glass a little bit, see if he can get a little quick peek, but unfortunately couldn't find anything. Backs up and plays safe. Ewoks holding above onto the roof, starting to see from the doorway if he could spot the feet of the dog there from Kevin. Not going to be able to, gonna opt to get on drone and start droning out. Sorry, that's what Glib side as Ewoks doesn't have any more drones left on the board, and Glib gonna be able to try to see if you get the same angle as Ewoks and the rest of UFL. Try to re-strategize here.
Just under a minute and a half left, and all that's happened is that Kunk has been killed. There's not too much map control being gained by UFL. Ewoks has control of the hookah area, but they're gonna have to deal with Kevin Joker sitting in that library part of VIP. With a minute left in the round, they're going to have to make a little bit more progress still, especially with Kevin holding that VIP with a very good gun. But Ewoks is in a potential position here to take down Calvrix, and Kevin Joker is going to take down Spooks. Calvrix at low HP, but still has a chance to take out Ewoks and Glib.
Yeah, and it looks like they're trying to use their pressure to pressure out Kevin, and the only thing really stopping them from doing it freely is Calvrix in the corner there. Gonna be using that long angle, almost lining up there perfectly. Shots going across though. Kevin not afraid to peek it as he does have those to heal himself right back up, allowing himself to take that fight again as long as he doesn't get shot into the head. Ewoks gonna be trying to push from the other side of the hall here now and rotating, trying to pressure Calvrix out from being able to push and be spotted as well from the Maestro cam right behind them. Calvrix gonna get the information and know that she needs to be careful when she peeks, but down she will go as well. And oh my goodness, the cam just giving out all the information to the very end. Nice push coming in the end. Ewoks and Perfect getting a piece each. Yasha trying to hold it down at the very end, but it will get taken down to Perfect, and Carnegie Mellon wins as UFL did not have enough time to push and plant at the same time.
Yeah, that Alta, even though did get taken down, that Maestro, very strong operator, is very good at just holding down one doorway, and that's what Carnegie Mellon did. All of a sudden, they tied it up 2-2. They're still in this now. They're getting their momentum back, and we're going to go to Hookah Lounge, Billiards Room. They're taking the castle again, but I want to see what else they pick up here to really change that rush mentality that UFL brought the very first round of this map.
Yeah, I also just want to point out too the the Jaeger and Wamai combination together. I don't think I saw other than the fuse charge in bathroom. I don't think I saw a single grenade get thrown out, and especially with Ying being brought with those flash grenades being so the entire point of bringing Ying in the first place really worked out decently for them to stop that one operator, and in the end it really did slow down their push just that much to be able to stop UFL from winning. So it ended up working out for them very well. As well as now we'll see the 6 pick from Maestro into Maestro, and it looks like UFL is bringing back their Lion pick as well.
Yeah, that line could definitely be helpful once we get into the late round, especially when they're trying to plant. Carnegie Mellon not having the pulse is going to mean that Florida does not have to worry as much as they did about kills from Sunrise Bar and Blue Bar, but they're still going to have to be very cautious of runouts and that hold on Cool Vibes, especially Spyglass is going to put a deployable shield from that Cool Vibes hallway, looking towards the hookah doorway onto balcony.
And looks like Glib's going to keep his drone here in Sunrise. Possibly a nice fast push coming in from Sunrise due to it, since they know that no one's really playing that heavy in there and they could just walk in for free. Yasha going to at least put down some barbed wire so that they at least have to make some noise before they make all their way up the staircase, and alert Spyglass that he needs to turn to his right and start shooting. And we'll see, probably, yeah, like I said before, like a fast push coming in, because that line is just really benefits off of organized pushes altogether as you force the defender, to stand still. Looks like Spook's going to be using a frag grenade to get rid of that castle barricade on the window and allow himself to peek out onto the sight line. As oh my goodness, down goes the Kunk as he just wasn't expecting Calvrix to be right there and peek him the same time that he peeked. Unfortunate there for UFL, but we'll see if they're able to recover.
Yeah, picking up Kunk right away is going to be nice, as that's one of the best guns in the game and a very strong operator down. Now Calvrix doesn't have to worry about anti-roam. As I say that, Spooks is going to open up that blue bar window and get the kill on the Calvrix, putting it back even for UFL. Kevin Joker is going to try to contest it, though. Could potentially get a run-out kill here, but is going to opt to fall back towards the office. As I say that, could be going for the run-out. Has a chance, and if went for it, looks like he is going to go for it. Yep. He's going to take down Spooks with the run-out, and all of a sudden, that is a top frag down for Florida.
Yeah, and that's a really major kill too, as well, because Spook's just holding down the entire site as Ewoks holds down the head of Spyglass, but Yasha will take him right back. And oh my goodness, kill going on to Kevin, stopping him from pushing in from Blue Bar and getting back to site. Glib will just stop that altogether. Now we're just at the point where the Yasha and Sabi left on site against Perfect and Glib. Will they be able to hold this one out? Minute left on the clock. Gonna get rid of that nice intel that they have relayed to their team, knowing that they're in Aqua side. Only 2 drones left on the side of Glib to be able to use, but not really the amount of time that they could, drone super comfortably. Down will go 1 as Yasha gets taken out. Now all down to Sabi. She will get the refrag at the very least, and try to now hold this down from the push that's going to come in from Glib. From, it looks like, as he rotates over to, or the luggage side.
Yeah, I mean, with 40-ish seconds left in the round, this could go either way. Diffuser, as we just saw our wonderful observer mention, is in Sunrise Bar, so Glib doesn't have Diffuser. Sabi could just time this out, but Glib is going to push regardless, is going to slightly peek, and is going to be taken down by Sabi. Sabi is going to get CMU their 3rd round win in a row.
Yeah, as you can see there, they did have the cam still alive there inside of Aqua. I think, wait, did they put 2? Because I know they got rid of 1 in there. And it did look like there was a second one placed above that hatch. So I'm going to go ahead and say they probably did keep it there, and it just kind of like hit itself entirely because due to the other one being there. And then, yeah, and just got the confirmation there was definitely 2. So using the information to be able to let Sabi know when to start shooting and be able to land that pre-fire really helps out CMU quite a bit there. As now we're going to be heading back into kitchen service.
And this is a site that has gone either way for both teams. UFL won the first round and CMU won the second round on the site. But, anything can happen here. Carnegie Mellon is at a nice 3-2 lead. They came back, broke the momentum away from Florida. And if they can keep this up and get 4-2, they have a decent chance at pulling away and winning this map. It is their own map, so they should have the home field advantage. Coastline is not a map we see played very much here at CEA. A lot of teams ban it away, but Carnegie Mellon opting to pick it tonight. We'll see how that works out for them as we get right into round 6.
Yeah, and since the last round went to Florida, Carnegie Mellon really needs to pull it out here, as at this point they're fighting for their entire tournament life to stay inside of the playoff bracket here. So really gonna make all the difference if no more hiding strats or anything of that psychology. We gotta just pull out everything and play our best tonight. Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, they're bringing it all. They have Spooks back on the Ash, which to me signals that they're not messing around anymore. They had the 2-0 lead. It's now a 3-2 lead in favor of Carnegie Mellon. And if you're Florida, you don't want to throw away this last round. You want to tie up the first half. It looks like Spooks is going to start going all the way up to Aquarium. And if Spooks get some nice entry frags here like we've seen them do throughout tonight, we could see UFL take this round. But they're going to have to get some early kills and get some map control, and instead not get locked out like they did the last time we saw Kitchen be played.
And ooh, sounds like the bathroom hatch getting opened up here. Now have the attacker start to drone it out and see if they can take this top floor, as we do have Spyglass sitting here on the top of landing. Going to be watching that bullet hole that he's made. Kunk going to be walking in with Spooks on the side of Aqua Billiards here, and they're going to just try to take all of top floor control by just swarming it with flooding people in. Spyglass is going to manage to take down the Kunk. That's a Jackal down. His position is going to get known. He's going to drop around and try to, keep himself a little bit loose so that way he doesn't get pre-fired as well. Perfect going to be trying to get some information on how he's going to need to push this using his drone, but it is a little bit just out of range, as it looks like Spyglass ended up rotating downstairs and putting himself into security, getting ready for the attack from above.
Spooks is droning into that hallway, droning out Glib. They're pushing up, but there is a defender sitting in penthouse looking towards that direction. We see Ewoks here droning in that main lobby area, is going to spot someone down at the end of the hallway. Spyglass, however, is going to be at the bottom of the stairs. Could potentially take out 1 or 2 of the Florida members if they got that flank. Looks like the Ash Charge is going to go out with Perfect rotating to help out the team. frags are going down, and it looks like they have decent control of the second floor. They're going to have to get some C4s from below, or potentially a nice late flank. Spyglass is going to get Ewoks, though, from, I believe that was the main lobby area.
Yeah, and oh my goodness, Kevin Joker gonna get unnoticed as he takes down Spooks. That's the Ashdown. That's pretty big for the side of Carnegie Mellon, but also pretty big. Perfect taking down Sabby. That's no more Jaeger, and that lovely, everyone's favorite character, gone from the board. And at this point now, Glib and Perfect gonna have to pull it out here. You only really have one drone available from Glib at this point. Spyglass can take some shots and see if he can throw a C4 and stop some of the push. Down one will go. Perfect last man standing. He's gonna have to be able to win this out, as Calvric's gonna be able to confirm the kill onto him. No diffuser in hand just yet. Will he be able to survive this push as he walks up? We're gonna have Calvric's here though. Gonna fire some shots as Spyglass as well. Finish him off before he can even get past the kitchen doorway.
Yeah, and that's a nice momentum change here from Carnegie Mellon. And we're going to break this down a little bit as we switch halves. Carnegie Mellon on attack, Florida on defense. Going into this map, Florida had won 6 rounds in a row and then won the first 2. And then at round 3, Carnegie Mellon took a round, and then after that, not only have they got the round, but they've got the first opening pick or 2 or 3 in a row, and that's really been a momentum change. They didn't really change their operators, but they changed their mentality and really got some earlier kills and prevented those rushes. Now they're going to have to attack, though. They are at a nice 4-2 lead, but they're going to have to go against Wamai, Alibi, Frost, Doc, and Jaeger on Hookah Billiards second floor.
Yeah, you could definitely tell the change they made between maps. Like, they definitely shook off some of the rust and communication problems they were having. I'm gonna go ahead and take a guess they were probably playing too much Valor and you know, just weren't really ready and awake to play Siege 100%. Just a little bit of rust that they ended up shaking off and starting to bring it back for their team. And now it's really gonna be put to the test here, especially with Frost in play, because if they do push the locations that Frost is putting her mats, and they get caught by it, that's not the greatest thing on your, you know, mentality going into the next round. So Ewok's definitely going to be a nice character to kind of throw them up for the rest of the game, and if he can get one of those mats off or not. And definitely will stop any, you know, super fast rushes that they might try to pull off.
Yeah, I mean, Frost is an operator we don't see picked a lot, but picked occasionally. As you said, it's very effective at kind of getting rid of some of the mentality of some other players, like, oh man, I got caught by Frost Mat, and they are very effective as we see Spooks put in that deployable shield with Frost Mat behind it. That could be potentially deadly, as they're going to have to either waste Zophia's lifeline to break that open, or luck down and shoot it when they vault over.
Oh, I like this setup. You see Spooks sitting behind that deployment shield really close inside Hookah, trying to get that pressure. I do believe he should have enough time to run away if they do pressure the window on him. So as long as he reacts quickly, he will be able to get something going. It looks like Glib gonna miss a little bit of a shot onto someone's torso as well there. Spooks now gonna be seeing some action coming in. They're gonna try to throw some grenades at him, getting rid of one of the Wamai charges to stop them from just being able to stop it altogether. And oh, actually no, there was another one that actually caught that grenade. Kevin Joker gonna have to use another grenade if he wants to go for it. It looks like they're just gonna check it quickly first with the flashbang, make sure that nothing is in the way of stopping his grenade this time. Here comes a grenade, and he will take down Spooks along with it, but down he goes to the mat! It was right there, and Kevin definitely feeling the shame there on that mat, as now he's just really exposed in the middle of the ramp. Will they be able to pick him up as Ewok's just around the corner? He's gonna be able to peek if he hears a lot of noise being made, and just pre-fire at least one of them. My goodness, that's really bad for CMU there.
Yeah, that's quite a predicament, but they do have the 5-2 operator advantage. They just have to hold. It looks like they're thinking about picking up their friend Kevin, but, you know, it looks like they're just leaving him there for as long as they can. Shots are going to go out on Ewoks and Yasha, both of them getting very lit with Perfect going for a frag, but Ewoks are going to pick up Yasha finally. Calvrix is going to take a lot of damage as Perfect is going to be forced to go back. Ewoks is going to be down. It's just up to Perfect. EE1D is going to go out, but Calvrix is going to be taken down by Perfect. Perfect is going to have a nice shot here, but is not going to be able to quite get the person pushing into Hookah. It's all up to Kevin, Savvy, and Spyglass to win out this round, but Perfect is going to get a double kill. It's detected by the EU1D, but the diffuser is down. They have to pick it up and plant.
Yeah, things looking a little bit scary here, but my goodness, Perfect just making it work. He's just peeking and getting the shots landed onto Kevin and the rest of CMU, bringing this down from like, what, a 3v1 to a 1v1 now? Sabby, thankfully, at least getting down the diffuser and gonna be able to just make Ewok's pressure to be able to push here. And really, really good for CMU situation as we have Perfect trying to push up, shoot onto that half wall. That wall is just no man's land as Perfect gonna opt towards taking the door instead. Gonna land some shots to see if he could get a wall bang going here. Fortunately, not connecting any of these shots. Gonna see the bit of Lion's body. Down will go Lion. Will he get caught to the Claymore? No, he won't. He will get this defused and clutch it out for Florida.
Yeah, a 1v4 situation right there with the help of Ewoks in the 2v5. Florida's gonna get the first round of the half, and that is gonna definitely put a foot in the momentum of Carnegie Mellon University. And that's a great round for Perfect to clutch a 1v4. Definitely a good showing from UFL there, especially from Ewoks and Perfect. And with that, we're going to go down to kitchen service entrance on first floor. And this could be an interesting sight because if they win this, it's now a 4-4 tie. And that is definitely going to stop whatever momentum Carnegie Mellon had. And we're back at square one.
Yeah, this site's going to really kind of shake up things for CMU just a little bit as, you know, that last round, definitely some mentalities being broken a little bit as we had Kevin getting hit by the frost mat, as well as the 1v4 from Perfect, just really doing a good job at throwing the bullets all the way to the attackers. And, you know, a little bit bad for them in that situation because they couldn't really get the plant down fast enough to capitalize in the situation, allowing Perfect to get that clutch on after killing, I believe it was Yash on the 1v on the window during the 1v2, but they're really going to have to, you know, try to bring themselves back. Kind of remember, you know, just play by the textbook, get everything, get all the objectives done, and just try to get a little bit momentum as going as much as possible until they could get a lot more confident in these games. As 4-3 scoreline, definitely not impossible to pull it back, but it's getting really close. And at this point, it's like honestly, it's kind of looking statistically like a bit of a coin flip per round.
Yeah, I mean, we have some quick stats here for top kills. We have Perfect for Florida sitting at 10-3, and then on the side of CMU, we have Kevin Joker sitting at 8-6. Some good frags coming out from other players, though, so don't sleep on any of the 10 players here tonight. They're all going to be putting in their best effort to get into the semifinals for Invite League playoffs. And whoever wins this wildcard round is going to get that spot against University of Akron Gold, and that's going to be a great game. But here, Carnegie Mellon has to get through this map and win it first. Florida will have to take this map if they want to go against Akron next week.
Yeah, you can see the double roam coming here from Glib and Ewoks, playing inside of Blue Bar and inside of, I believe that is Office side, respectively, making sure that they are going to stop any push coming in horizontally onto their site. As we have Kevin, Yasha, and Calvrix playing above, trying to get those objectives as much as they can for themselves, as well as actually, yeah, the Kunk bringing Capcan as well. Going to be able to slow them down and make them have to check around, put the IQ to work, and just call out any of the Capcan traps on doors to kind of speed things up a little bit for themselves. As Ewoks going to get shot a little bit from above as Calvrix can use that scanner, catching a little bit of him, and actually taking down 75% of his health. That's pretty big for Ewoks to confidence-wise for the rest of this round. He's not going to be able to swing out as confidently as he would before, knowing that, you know what? I swing out, they shoot me a little bit, but I'll take down the majority of their health. Now he's going to have to play a lot more reserve, as Spook's going to be playing reserved here in this angle, watching to see when Calvrix is going to walk out, as it doesn't look like she's going to be walking toward this cam just yet, or watch this door just yet. As we have, looks like Glib gonna actually take down Calvrix instead as she comes down the staircase. Yasha with the refrag though, bringing it down to a 4v4 with the health lead on to side of CMU.
Ewoks and Kunk look like they're sitting there in lobby with Spooks at that VIP lounge. They have decent potential to get a roam here. Yasha and friends are pretty much centered around the blue bar area. Ewoks is going to take down Yasha, though. All of a sudden, it's looking like UFL has a nice position here. The EE1D is going to go off, and Ewoks is going to be forced to stop, but Spyglass is going to capitalize and take down Kunk. They have control right outside of sight in that blue hallway, but Spooks are going to get the flank, take it down Sabby with Kevin Joker getting the refrag.
Yeah, and at this point, just perfect in Ewoks, trying to hold it out against Spyglass and Kevin. Will they be able to hold this one out as we got Kevin and Spyglass just holding inside of that blue bar, opening up some rotates for themselves so they don't get stuck inside. Perfect in the Ewoks. Looks like they're kind of focusing on that side of heavy as well. Might be able to get, you know, bit mixed up from Kevin and Spyglass just moving around toward courtyard side and really trying to reevaluate how they want to push this one. It looks like Recharge going to go down. 8 seconds left on the clock. Will they be able to get some kills? Left click being thrown out from Perfect. Down will go both of them as he catches Spyglass's head and Kevin as he tries to enter the breach. The power of the Alda just being shown here. Absolutely dominating with both entrances as he just has to hold down the left click and just move his crosshair to the head.
Perfect on the Maestro is probably not the person you want to go into that 5-second push against, especially after the previous 1v4 clutch in the round. Now that's 2 rounds in a row Perfect has won with the help of some other teammates. Florida's getting their momentum back up, and now that it's tied 4-4, they just need 2 more rounds to push this into at least overtime on match point. And they could do it. They're bringing out the Capcan and the Legion. Those are 2 operators we really didn't see Carnegie Mellon play at all on their defense. But we are going Penthouse Theater, and this site could make or break either team.
Yeah, and most of the Valkyrie getting played out here, bringing in more utility, more cameras, and more intel for the side of UFL. And I'm kind of curious to see how they're going to end up holding this Penthouse Theater. As, you know, generally speaking, this is one of those sites that is very, like, very scary to try to hold. Like, at first, you know, you see this map and you're thinking, oh yeah, everyone keeps playing this one site, so we just keep playing it. But, you know, as the game progresses, more characters come out. This is now, like, one of the scariest sites to actually hold. As you said before, that main window just allows all of B to be revealed, except for, you know, someone prone in the corner. But at that point, trying to peek while you're prone in the corner like that, not really the most favorable fight you want to be taking. So kind of put some fear on anyone trying to play on B in general. And with the play that the Capcan's going to be bringing out here as well, putting down the mines on the other side of the map so that to stop any horizontal push from the other side. I actually feel like that's going to make a bit of a difference here as well, because, you know, Capcan, honestly, people sleep on his gun, and that, like, every single one of those mines being placed around the map, going to give them a little bit of, like, sound cues of where the explosion is and let them know if Carnegie Mellon's going to be pushing that way.
Yeah, and Capcan really is one of those operators, same with Legion, like it's exponentially more powerful the later in the round you are. For instance, when it's 2 minutes and 30 seconds left in the round, like right now, you have tons of time to check for Capcans. But when it's that last 30 seconds, you don't really have time to check for Capcans in a 2v2 situation. And that's what Carnegie Mellon found themselves in.
Oh no!
Spooks is going to get an incher through the wall, but as we talked about earlier, points are not on, so is now going to know that Kevin is down, but Spooks is in a position here to potentially get more damage onto Carnegie Mellon, but no, they're going to respond. Yasha is going to take down Spooks, and Kevin is going to get up with 20 HP. Ewoks is going to be taken down by Kevin, though. Just a breath of life back into CMU after losing 2 rounds straight. They're now in a 5v3 situation on Penthouse Theater.
And Kevin definitely just, you could see the immediate turn after that melee hit the wall. He was ready, but just not fast enough to be able to take it. Kevin's actually on low health here as well. He could die to any single one of these Capcan traps if he doesn't check it, you know, very, very thoroughly. Thankfully, he is sledged, so he could just, you know, make his own path and not have to worry about the Capcan mines as much. But the second he slips up is the second he ends up losing his entire health bar. Ooh, looks like the grenade going to be throwing down to 90, taking down 2 of his own team's drones. Not the greatest thing to happen in that situation, but I guess they were just trying to clear out anyone from playing there, although they did have 2 drones. Kevin now going to opt to be playing inside of VIP, pushing up from Hall of Fame. Hopefully not going to get taken down to a single one of these Capcan mines, as this one's going to be a little bit more difficult to get rid of, as we have the Kunk actually just going to take him down with himself, as Spyglass going to get the refrag. And oh my goodness, we have Spooks trying to hide in, or no, it's not Spooks, sorry, Glib hiding in the corner there, getting some shots onto anyone who enters, as Perfect gonna have to hold on the other half of the site. Will take down Yasha successfully. Will he end up finding Calvrix though, as Glib is gonna have to back up and play more reserved as well, as now the attackers gonna start forming their push, using that lion scan, getting that intel out. P coming in from Glib, gonna get some shots onto the attackers, not quite taking them down, but the Kunk using the power of explosives gonna take down the Zofia. Will he take down the last two? No, he won't. Carnegie Mellon will win this attack round, with Calvrix getting the final kill.
And Carnegie Mellon is gonna stay afloat. That puts the total round score at 5-4 in their favor. And as we go on to round 10, we're winding down to the last 3 rounds of the regular time, not including overtime. And we might not hit that, as if Carnegie Mellon wins 2 of the next 3 attacks, they win the map and push us onto the decider, which will be border if we come to that. But, you know, Florida is not down for the count yet. Spooks is hovering over that Goyle, and that's an operator we have not seen the entire night. Kevin Joker at 10 kills with Perfect at 13. A lot of high frags are coming out from both sides. And if you're not excited, I don't know what would get you excited, because this round is going to decide whether Florida has a fighting chance in this map.
Yeah, Goyo, actually, I feel like it's going to make a big difference in this map here. Because, I mean, the way that they've been playing around shields is going to actually kind of have to question the way that CMU wants to approach things. Because we saw before, Ewoks was just sitting right behind the shield inside of Hookah, wasn't afraid to sit there as long as possible, with both Wamais being there to cover. However, we don't really have a Wamai in play anymore, and switching into a Goyo instead, gonna be able to stop some of the utility from destroying those shields. As I do believe, the only thing to really get rid of it safely is the grenades from Sledge and Spyglass's impacts there. And that's about it, really. And it's going to end up, pulling a nice drain onto their utility. They're not going to be able to open up that Hookah side as easily as they would like to if they want to open up that sight line, as well as, any other random angles that they may think of.
It is good to note that last time they did have to rely on Perfect getting into 1v4 clutch. And, no offense to Perfect, but 2 1v4 clutches in one game, kind of hard to pull off. So they are going to have to be a little bit more careful. And I think that Goyo will help with that. Goyo is possibly receiving a nerf on the TTS. And
thank God.
As of right now, currently has 3 shields. We could see that 20-second meta coming in here especially because we have Smoke being played by Glib. We're going to see how CMU opts to take this down. You mentioned that they have Sophia's lifeline, and that could be used to take out that Goyo that we see right here on the balcony by Hookah entrance. A smoke grenade already going out as Kunk is dropped to about 70 HP. Currently nothing else happening though, as a lot of angles are just being set up by CMU as that Goyo is popped on that balcony.
Yeah, interesting to see the smoke charge actually being thrown out that early, especially since they still had the shield in play. Looks like he's going to throw out his second charge the second that the fire is gone, preventing any immediate push and stalling out for a little bit more time, as the Kunk going to be able to take down Kevin as he tries to rappel onto the window there. It's a really good pick coming in for the side of UFL, is now that's the window pressure, gone, and Kunk can sit there a little bit more comfortably as he knows he has Perfect to watch his other side. Yasha going to get the pick right back, though, taking down the Kunk. Sabi going to take down Perfect. 4v3 now as we get Carnegie Mellon starting to push in a little bit more further. Shots going into Aqua as we still have Spook sitting here with the TCSG. Doesn't land all the shots, unfortunately. Calvric's going to be able to get herself into the Aqua side, as we're going to have Glib here pressured down on the side of that vase wall there. And things not looking too good for Florida. Let's see if they'll be able to pull it back.
Yeah, we still have Ewoks and Glib left alive. Calvrix has control of billiards, though, and is going to be pushing up towards that hallway. Glib is going to be watching and is going to get the SMG-11 kill onto Calvrix with a 2v3 situation for UFL. They still have a fighting chance here, as Smokes and asphyxiation bolts are going to go down onto Cool Vibes. Glib is going to be peeked and is going to be taken out by Yasha. Yasha with the double kill. Looks like Ewoks is going to try to go for the C4s, but is going to opt to not throw it. As Sabi puts down the diffuser, Ewoks is going to get that C4 kill in the 1v2 situation, but it's now a 2v0 as Spyglass takes out Ewoks. Carnegie Mellon is now at 6 points, guaranteeing at least overtime for UFL.
Yeah, pretty good position for Carnegie Mellon to be put in, as especially because I know they do prefer being on the attack side of this map. So they're gonna be, it's gonna be a lot more pressure on them to kind of keep themselves alive here. As if they end up losing this, the 2 more rounds, taking it to overtime, and then losing that overtime, it's gonna be UFL's win, just 2-0 for the whole set. So they definitely cannot be pulling off any more mistakes here. It's time for them to just focus up and be able to take down the site of Kitchen and Service Entrance.
Yeah, Kitchen is a site they came pretty close to losing. It was a 2v2 situation, and they ended up winning 2v0 on the side of Florida 3 rounds ago. Sorry, on round 8 when we played Kitchen. But now that's match point. Stakes are going to be a little bit higher. We see Spooks picking up the Doc. We're going to see the Kunk picking up Legion again, but they're going to have to be very careful as you said, any mistake can cost them the map. And map 3 is not what you want when you start off by winning the first map.
Yeah, and it looks like we'll be getting that nice Legion play coming in again from the side of UFL. Of course, his nerfs are alive, making him not the most favorable operator to pick as much as he was before, but definitely still good at the job that he does do. With those mines, being able to just slow down anyone from immediately pushing. So if he plays them around anywhere he's playing near, he doesn't really need the indicators anymore because he could just perfectly hear and, immediately snap around and start shooting and use the needle hitting in that fight, getting that green effect as a bit of a distraction here. It does look like he's going to be opting to play around triple wall here. Going to be able to use the sound pretty well because I'm pretty sure he could just put one like right there on that bathroom door, service door, and then possibly by kitchen door there, and then just have to distinguish between left or right and how close, just to be able to tell where he needs to peek.
With that, we're getting into match point of Coastline. It is Carnegie Mellon's map, and they should have the home team advantage, but it is 6-4, and Spyglass is going to take down Spooks. That is the Doc down right away, and all of a sudden, Carnegie Mellon is looking pretty hot here. That is their ACOG down for the count.
And that's such a big pick there. You can see even the setup was made perfectly just to punish anyone in the halls. Kind of favorable any like long angle shots, but Glib gonna try to bring it back, taking down Sabby, but Calvrix gonna get the refrag on her partner there. And now at this point, she's just gonna have to start pushing in from service, as we do have a little bit of the attackers getting a nice footing there. And I do believe there's not too many roamers left. I think the rest of them are anchoring at this point. So gonna be some nice free droning utility here. Gonna be able to just realize how free things are. 2 minutes, like 1 minute 50 seconds on the clock. This is definitely the situation you want to be if you're Carnegie Mellon at this score line. You're gonna feel very confident, as actually they will be seeing Ewoks, the last roamer, playing around cool vibes, and at this point he's gonna be a little bit in fear as he runs around, and he's gonna know that he's gonna have to make quite a big of an impact here if he wants to keep their team alive.
Yeah, 1:30 left on the clock. Carnegie Mellon up 1 operator. They have control of some of the map, but with Ewoks coming down this main lobby stairs and Yasha looking at it, this could change the round drastically. Oh, looks like is going to be cut out.
Oh my
Reloading.
goodness.
is going to pick Kunk, but Ewoks is going to take down Yasha. And all of a sudden, it's now at a 3v2 in favor of Carnegie Mellon with 1 minute left. They're right outside of sight, and it looks almost like Deja Vu is perfect, is holding off 2 operators on that doorway, and is going to pick up 1, possibly 2 here, but is going to be taken down. But Ewoks is going to get the refrag. All of a sudden, it's just up to Calvrix. One of the operators is down, but they might not quite know that. Ewoks is pretty much in a 1v1 situation with Calvrix. It's going to opt to not peek quite yet. Perfect is going to get taken down. Calvrix with a triple kill, and it's all down to the last operator here. Calvrix is taking a lot of peeks. 27 seconds left. Diffuser is fake planted. It's too close to call, but Calvrix is going to win it out. Carnegie Mellon is going to win map 2, and we're going to go to map 3, ladies and gentlemen.
I feel like I just watched 2 people salsa dance around a wall for the longest time, because like you can even see the maestro cam was even in place right there watching Calvrix do everything. So even if she wanted to stick that plant, there's no way she's going to be able to, because that camera is just going to be able to confirm whether or not she's sticking it or not. And just trying to use the fake to kind of pressure the other person out a little bit. kind of well played there to kind of make him feel like he needs to push that much more. And you can see they're just landing the shot before the Ewoks on Jaeger could, winning that help for her team. Very scary situation to be. And now at this point, we're going to be taking. It looks like Carnegie Mellon going to be opting to take their 5-minute break as we go into our final map of the night of Border being the decider, and we still have to do a little bit of math to figure out who is going to be getting the attacker and defender side. But we'll tell you that before the match starts.
From far away they came to
Welcome back, everybody. We are on map 3 of Carnegie Mellon University versus University of Florida. It is tied 1 map each, so we're going on to map 3. University of Florida had a high round differential, so they picked their coin side and won the coin flip, so they will be defending first on border, with Carnegie Mellon defending second. And we're going to get right into map operator bans here, because we're going to be waiting to see who wins this and gets into the semifinals of Invite League. Florida is going to put away their first operator, and it's going to be Thatcher or Thatcher, not going to be able to be played all night.
Yeah, that is a staple operator to ban, as just breaching walls is so good. And honestly, just being able to stop it for that many extra seconds really comes into play for the defenders, especially with the meta just being focused toward, slowing down the push rather than just outright going for frags. Thatcher just a really good operator to be banning here. As we get the attacker ban coming out from Carnegie Mellon, it looks like they want the lovely Jackal off the board. This is a very small map to be playing on, so Jackal would make a big difference to have alive. As just, opening up a lot of the entrances, you're having some pretty good odds on seeing some of the footprints. And not only that, but if you do get tracked, you can get pinched very quickly, since, like I said, this is a very small map. You're able to just pinch around and work off that intel very quickly and stop any of the roamers from being able to play too freely onto this map. So really good operator to get off the board, as well as the lovely Kaid coming out, kind of forcing people to play Bandit, get closer onto that wall, and allow some people coming in from below to pressure it out. And really a pretty good ban, all things considered.
And Florida's going to lock in their defense ban pretty quick. That's going to be Echo off the board. And with that, that is our last bans of the night. We're going to get right into the first round of the decider map. We are on border. Florida defending first with Carnegie Mellon attacking. Let's see what site and lineup they pick.
Yeah, this is definitely going to mean everything here. Like you said before, this is the last map to decide who fights the University of Akron. At this point, both teams are going to have to just activate that Ultra Instinct and go all the way. Looks like we'll be seeing Mira being played out for the side of UFL. Now that it is open and available, they're definitely going to try to capitalize, especially with this site, since Mira is so strong at holding it down. And even if you go to the second side of Vents, you can still bring Mira and play the exact same strat over again, because you still need to take that top floor. So they're really going to try to use this round as well, like in the worst case scenario, to try to figure out what they need to fix with the setup and see how they can adapt toward the way that CMU will be trying to attack this, as they actually will be bringing Maverick to answer the bandit tricking strats.
It's also interesting that they're opting to bring the sledge instead of the buck. Traditionally, we see buck brought on this site because you get that vertical gameplay from below, where you can not only stop Glib from bandit tricking that armory wall onto the west balcony, but you can also, get someone out in that northwest back corner of armory or behind the desk in the office area that we see Ewoks at right now. But, with sledge, a little bit different. You can only go below or horizontal reaching. And that's going to be a little bit interesting, changing how they play here. But as you said, the Maverick is going to allow them to take out that Mira and that window potentially easier if they get control of that. We do see Ewoks sitting all the way on that stairwell, and it looks like they're starting to possibly get some early frag setups here.
You can see Glib going to be using that nice Mira wall window to be able to tell which part of the wall he needs to breach. If he could see close, then therefore, obviously breach the close one. If you can't see them that well, quickly run to the far wall, blow it up, or, electric wire it up real quick, or anything can happen. As we do have all the attackers actually opting to spawn on the east side of the map, as we have Kevin just playing onto these blue stairs and holding this angle from above, as Ewoks looking for him as well. Will they catch each other out? Looks like Ewoks will catch his head, stop the sledge from being able to pull off any kills off of the rest of the game. As Calvrix and Yasha are going to be pushing into blue stairs now as they commence this push. And Spooks, as you can see down there, opting to stay below and watching for anyone to come from below and try to play onto that bandit. But oh my goodness, Calvric's going to take down Ewoks' head as soon as we go switch over to the camera. And just like that, the momentum being put a little bit back into Carnegie's favor as they need to start getting some objective play now as they're stuck outside. And you could just see one of the players from below trying to wait and see if he can catch anything, but Spooks will be denied that right as he gets taken down at the bottom of those stairs before he can get anything rolling. Now at this point, Carnegie Mellon going to try to take this number advantage and push onto site.
Yeah, Glib, Punk, and Perfect are all that stand in the way of winning the first round for Carnegie Mellon. The drones are coming in towards the fountain area, and it looks like that's pretty much where the push is centered. They're not really putting any much utility anywhere else, but Perfect is going to be downed by a grenade, and that's not going to be very helpful for, you know, the Florida defenders. That exothermic charge is going to go off, and that could potentially kill Perfect on the ground. But Perfect is up, and Sabi is going to take down Kunk. It's just up to Glib as Spyglass takes down Perfect.
Yeah, the plan's going to be going down here. Will he be able to get... Will she be able to get off? Yes, she will, but the spot will go down as they see Glib trying to go toward Metal. Now repelling, getting himself back into the office here and trying to see if he can get anything going. C4 going out as a distraction to allow himself to get more angles, but he's just getting pinched from every single direction. We have Yasha prone here in the halls, waiting for a push to come in, and he will get taken down right before Glib could even realize that someone's in the hall and shoot him right in the back of the head. Finishing this out for Carnegie Mellon. Really well played from Yasha just to have, optimize and get at cross angle and stopping Glib from being able to push anywhere near his friends on site.
That's going to be the first round of the map taken for Carnegie Mellon. That's going to be their, I believe, fourth round in a row between this map and the previous. That's going to help them build up a little bit more momentum. We're going to go back onto Armory Lockers archives on that second floor. This time we're going to have a Valkyrie and an Ella come out. Ella's going to be a new pick. I don't believe we've seen her all night from either team.
No, we have not. And of course, sporting that lovely elite skin, one of my personal favorites there. Ewok's hopefully going to be able to shut down some of these more closer range engagements that they might be able to pull off, or that Carnegie Mellon might try to force here. As Ella, honestly, in my opinion, is the king of any close range fight. You have the SMG that's able to just to throw so many bullets out all at once, kind of giving her the power that the Alda has. And if you don't want to take that gun, if you want to take even a closer range fight, you have an auto shotty as your other option, as well as the concussion mines, able to complement all of this all together, giving her enough information of where they're going to be pushing in from, as well as slowing them down, allowing you to readjust your head and immediately snap and get the kill. Ella's going to probably be able to make quite a big difference here for any of these close range fights, and honestly, I'm looking very much forward to it.
Yeah, I mean, on the last map, we talked about Carnegie Mellon picking up Ella to potentially slow the fast pushes from Florida, and so far they've adapted well without needing to do that. But, you know, the Ella is going to help with that. However, they're going to have to contend against some pretty nice gunplay from some of the operators here. We already have Calverx with a double kill, and so far only one kill on the board for Florida, and that's not where you want to be starting on defense on the decider map. They're going to want to take every round here because, you know, after this map, there's no more for the rest of the season. Whoever wins this advances, and whoever loses is out. We see Kevin Joker and Spooks getting a little bit of a close combat there, but Spooks is going to rotate away.
Yeah, and it looks like Spook's going to be trying to watch that top angle again, see if he can get another pick, but unfortunately, we'll not be finding any heads today as Calverx getting her drone on site and actually keeping it there alive. Going to be very, very big in the later half of this round here, as Spook's going to be trying to keep rotating around the lower floor and keeping himself mobile to stop any of the attackers from being able to get a good angle and read on him. As it looks like the rest of them are going to be pushing in from office side, as they do have the power of the Maverick Blowtorch and Thermite's breaching charges to get that wall open. Gonna be pretty big for them to be able to push, as we have Ewoks here opting to keep the Ella inside CCTV and stopping any pushes from this half. Gonna be using that intel that we mentioned before to just stop any of these windows from getting pushed super hard. Looks like he's gonna be setting up for a run out, taking some shots, but Calverx ultimately will find her head, stopping the tyranny of the lovely Ella. And at this point now, we're gonna have them start pushing into, looks like CCTV. It looks like they actually did opt away from pushing into office after they got a little bit of control on it. and just focusing more on CCTV, as Glib will find Yasha, and Kevin will get the refrag. Oh, it looks like, okay, we have a split push here. 2 of them on one side, 2 on the other, as Spyglass will take the other side of Spooks down below. And now at this point, 4v2, pressure very, very heavily on the defenders. And since this is a bit of a split push, definitely a little bit scary situation for them, especially with the floor blowing up all around Perfect here. And it looks like a minute left on the clock. Kevin gonna land the shot on the Kung, and Perfect, last man standing within blue corner.
Perfect is gonna have a chance here. Has got that 1v4 clutch before. Is gonna just barely get the kill on the Kevin Joker. It knows the diffuser is going down, but is gonna be taken out from the metal staircase hallway by Spyglass. And all of a sudden, Carnegie Mellon is up 2-0 on attack on border, winning Armory Lockers twice in a row. And if you're Florida, you have to start changing it up, because every round you let slip is 1 round closer to losing playoffs. And that's not what they want at all.
Yeah, this map in particular, definitely a map you want to take all the defender rounds you possibly can. I mean, this map has been in the game for and competitively for so long that I feel like every single strat you see teams run has generally been the same as any other team would bring. The question is who really wins the gunfights in these situations. And, CMU getting the momentum off these early rounds is really going to help them going forward, because it's going to give them the confidence to keep taking these shots like this. And then in the end, might start rolling up to a nice lead, especially once things swap over to defense, because of course this entire game is defender sided, with a little bit of asterisks on coastline. Looks like we will be seeing a little bit of a change up. Wamai being brought, and also the site being changed to customs and supply room, a site that's generally your third site to bring or to pick, but definitely not a bad option to be bringing here, as, like I said before, if you go over toward vents, you still have to hold Armory just as hard as you usually do, as if it was the site. So if you try to rotate over toward Armory and seeing try rotating toward vents and seeing if it makes any difference, you're generally going to end up with very similar gameplay, and it's not really the mix-up you want. So by going customs here, it's kind of like that brush of breath air for UFL, and they're going to really try to change around how they play and see if this strategy works better.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to have Perfect try to Glib try to get as many hard breach utility down as they can on that wall near that customs exterior wall. But, besides that, looks like Ewoks might be going for a run out here, and an early kill onto Carnegie Mellon could potentially spell disaster on this push. Carnegie Mellon is going to have to take control of CCTV on that second floor, and if they can't do that, they're going to have a little bit of trouble. But so far, it looks like only Ewoks on the Vigil is the only one standing in their way, as Yasha and friends are slowly pushing in to that second floor area, with Sabby going towards office and the rest of them going towards CCTV.
And you see Kevin here just trying to get these nice angles open up, as Spooks actually, I think he might be able to see all the way to that window from that position, as he is actually not in a bad position, as you can see here, Calvrix just repelled on the other side. He's going to be able to at least hear a little bit of this information and be able to relate to his team, as Ewok's going to put himself in the hot seat here, as he is sitting on Armory wall unreinforced, a wall that very, you are going to want to shoot this wall and see what you can get just out of the base. It's a very common wall to be pushing it. Oh my goodness, shots going on to Kevin. It's going to actually down him from the metal stairs. And down will go Ewoks, as Calvrix will be pushing the other side of it. Perfect now trying to rotate back towards site, but still put himself in a position where he can make a difference with the flank in the end. Calvrix going to start putting down that Claymore, try to secure the top floor for Carnegie Mellon as they begin to work on the vertical gameplay of this map. And as you can see here, Glib just trying to hold on to this corner, make sure that that wall can stay shut, as well as keep himself in a position where it's going to be a little bit harder or less likely for him to get sledged, but it does look like they're going to be opting to take it down, as we do have Calvrix lining herself at the wall, opening up that top part to start all the anti-grenades getting thrown in. But oh my goodness, 2 ADSs and a Wamai charge. This man is going to live there forever, except for when they blow up all of his gadgets. The walls open up above him. Will he be able to stick it, as he's very much in danger? Second grenade gets thrown out. Looks like they... Oh my goodness, he's actually still able to sit there. We'll get one of the thermite charges destroyed there and actually do his job. Oh my goodness, perfect. Getting a double kill on both of them now. Peeking out on them. Really well played from University of Florida. 30 seconds left on the clock. Can they get it?
It's all up to Spyglass, though. Last one alive, as we did also see another one get picked off by Spooks earlier in the round. 20 seconds left and no diffuser. Diffuser is outside. It looks like Florida is going to get their first round win here, but, never count anyone out. Is going to drop. Spyglass is going to be taken down by Kunk with a shoddy. And all of a sudden, Florida has their first round win on a site that could definitely be questionable to pick, but now they still have Ventilation Workshop and Armory Lockers to go. So they could easily bring this back to a 3-2 in their favor. We saw this exact same thing happen on the previous map where Florida won the first 2 rounds and then Carnegie Mellon swept 4 in a row. You never know. Nothing is too late, especially when these teams are playing to advance to the semifinals.
Yeah, and I feel like a lot of that round really came down to is just that Bandit keeping that wall alive. It forced Kevin and Calvrix to push into a different area and a lot more rush, so they ended up not really covering every single angle and ended up getting themselves both taken down from that. I believe it was the Jaeger who took them down, and really, really important for UFL to take that one gunfight there, as it just got them the momentum and the confidence to just take down the last one alive, which was Spyglass. I think actually you could, if you were in CCTV, correct me if I'm wrong, but in that back right corner where that curved desk is, I'm pretty sure that leads straight to where Jill was and probably would have pressured out, yeah, like right there in that corner. I'm pretty sure that would have just pressured out the Bandit just a little bit more, especially since Spyglass was still up there. He would have been able to just immediately shoot out all of the gadgets down there or just throw a lifeline and blow it all up real quickly.
Yeah, so...
Sorry, correction. The studs actually run vertical, so it would be a little bit of a tight angle, but still possible. Just a very tight angle to hold. Yeah.
Yeah, so despite using the lifeline from Spyglass, they wouldn't have been quite able to pressure the Bandit, but still, they have one round up currently, but it looks like we're getting a nice hold here from Florida. They're really securing upstairs in this Armory Lockers area, especially with Spooks putting that deployable shield on that west balcony. They're going to have a nice angle to hold there. We see that most of the utility and push from Carnegie Mellon is going to come from the southeast side near lobby and offices, but Ewoks is going to push up pretty quick and could get caught in a very bad situation if caught out. Spyglass is going to drone in, potentially spotting Ewoks, and will actually go right over Ewoks, and this could be pretty bad for Spyglass if not careful.
Oh, this is not spelling good, but it looks like Glib will also take down Yasha in this situation. And my goodness, Ewok's still holding this angle. I really, really hope that he at least drives drone back. Looks like he's going to shoot open the window. Will he fall? Will Spyglass fall for the trap that Ewoks has left for him? Looks like he's just going to keep spending his time droning, really making sure that nothing has changed, but is not checking the one angle he needs to. This could be very bad. Please look to your left. Oh, no. Oh, okay, here. It's going to end up happening here. He's just going to jump in any second now as soon as he gets the information that he's looking for. Ewok's just playing so patiently here. And looks like Hopper's going to get Glib. Here it comes, and down they go. Just had to check the window. Really unfortunate situation there. Calvrix and the rest of the team trying to push the top floor of Armory and make stuff happen here as the rest of the tide of UFL trying to hold this one down. Looks like Spook's going to caught out, not checking his left at the right time. Kevin going to finish him off nice and quickly, and at this point, the push is going to start getting focused a lot more on the downstairs as Kevin already going to find Kunk and take him down. Ewok's going to try to rotate up and stop them, but is going to get caught out immediately by Calvrix with the headshot. Now it's just down to Perfect with 2 smoke grenades and a shoddy, hoping to be able to hold this one off. Gets droned out. His position is compromised at this point, and he's going to have to really try to anchor this one down as it looks like they're going to start setting up for vents.
Perfect is in a potential position to clutch us out, though. Does have smoke grenades. Is going to throw the last one down, though, but with 40 seconds left, can't exactly time out Carnegie Mellon is going to get a kill onto Savvy, though, and all of a sudden, the diffuser is being planted by Calrix. With 3 seconds left on that timer, that plant is going to stick, but Kevin is going to get a nice headshot on a perfect, winning them their 3rd round of the half. And all of a sudden, for Carnegie Mellon, they're up 3-1. And this is looking in their favor, but they have to keep pulling ahead because they cannot let Florida catch up.
Yeah, 3-1 lead for Carnegie Mellon. Things looking very good from their attack. As long as they're able to reciprocate onto their defense and keep things going as hard as they are, they're looking in favor to win this wild card match. But of course, this is still the invite side of things, where both teams are very, 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 very practiced teams and have fought tooth and nail across a bunch of very hard teams and competitive teams to get to where they are now. So even if they do lose it out here, definitely no shame, as they got super far into the tournament itself, and they're gonna be able to walk away with some pride at the very least. But of course, no one wants to walk away from anything. You want to be able to take it all, and they're gonna try to fight at the very end of it, and be able to pull off this lead.
Yeah, I mean, with Carnegie Mellon sitting at seed 4 in Invite League and Florida sitting at seed number 5, these teams are at the top percent of the 16 teams in Invite League, and Invite League is above Open League. So we are seeing some of the best players in our league come out here tonight, some of the best teams, and this is going to be all for nothing. Florida is in it to win it too. They have to get this round if they want to go into the half, which they attack at a decent rate. But to do that, they're going to have to take out the relentless pushing that Carnegie Mellon has been doing. So far, Florida has won 1 round, but the other 3, especially 2 of them on Armory Lockers, have gone to Carnegie. So Florida has to switch something up. Could it be their op picks? Could it be how they play? Could it be their communication? We're going to see if they find out what it is right here as we get right into the action phase of round 5.
Yeah, and the good news for them at the very least is they only have 2 more rounds on the side of defense. So if they lose it out here, they can still go back to customs to try to take this again on the side of customs, as they won before there, and that's where their 1-1 came from. So they're really going to be trying to just tough it out as long as they can, and hopefully enter in that next round as a 3-3 as the final setups get placed down. It looks like we're going to have Spooks playing inside CCTV around break to be able to just get anyone entering the door and punish any misdroning, as well as if they do decide to go up east stairs first, as they have been pushing predominantly, be able to just, get themselves out. Looks like Spooks, the second he gets droned out, will actually get himself out of the room and him gone ASAP, preventing himself from getting picked off too early. Really good play and really good timing there for Spooks to not get peeked out, as that was such a bad situation since he would have been cornered otherwise.
That exothermic charge is going to go off. Ewoks is not in the best spot on that camera right there. Is going to get off it just in time. Looks like a C4 did go out. Not going to connect on anyone. Calrix is not going to take any damage. But Kunk and Ewoks have a nice angle on there. But it looks like the entirety of CMU almost is going to push up on that doorway. Ewoks has the cover, is going to throw out one of the toxic babes, but it's not going to connect. They're slowing down the push, but they need to start getting some kills or a flank. Spyglass is going to take some damage, and shots are going to go out. Spyglass is going to go down with Kunk being put at low HP. Ooh, Calrix is actually going to get a headshot onto the Kunk, and all of a sudden, it's just up to Ewok to hold that. Speaking of that, Yasha takes out Ewok. All of a sudden, Florida is pushed back further into sight. Spooks is going to respond by taking out Kevin Joker, and it's a 4v3 situation with Spooks pushing up. Spyglass is going to take him out.
Down the diffuser goes Glib and Perfect, last people standing on the side of Florida. Gonna have to take back the site as they are against some heavy competition. Looks like he had his crosshair over the head of, I believe that is the Yasha and Maverick. Didn't get the shot down, but looks like Spyglass will get confirmed killed. And at this point, Glib and Perfect trying to push the same angle down. They both will go as Yasha finishes both of them off, taking this win for Carnegie Mellon. Really important win here, as now that puts them to 4-1.
Yeah, and 4-1's the spot you want to be for attack. We saw this happen on Clubhouse, where Florida won 4 out of their 6 attacks, and that really propelled their momentum into the second half of the game. And if this happens here, we could see Carnegie Mellon winning out map 3 and the series tonight. And if you're Florida, that's the last thing that you want to happen. You don't want to get knocked out after coming this far in the wild card round to get into the semifinals. They're going to be throwing everything they can here to get this to 2 wins on this map. And as you suspected, customs inspection is going to be their weapon of choice.
Yeah, and the vigil being brought out instead. I think that might have been a random clash there. But definitely not actually the worst thing to random unless they wanted to six pick something else. Just because, seeing a clash being brought out from like knowing how things have been going, seeing that UFL has been a team to bring out stuff like Laz and Fuse, you can very well believe on the side of Carnegie Mellon that they're going to stick that clash, and they probably have like some sort of clash strat there. And I do think they did six pick onto the Fuse there last second there as well. So gonna be interesting to see how Fuse ends up making a difference onto the picks for Carnegie Mellon onto the stack. As like you said before, like actually thinking about it, it's gonna potentially stop Glib from being able to bandit trick as freely as he did, because even with those like horizontal grades, he's still going to be able to just lob all the grenades right through those cracks and get the entirety of that jail side blown up. Even with the setup that they've been bringing with ADS, 2 ADSs and a Wamai in the past, or actually there's no Wamai this time, so it's just going to be the 2 ADSs hard stuck. Gonna be interesting to see if. Oh wait, nope. Oh no, it is 2 ADS. We're gonna see the triple ADS, but gonna be interesting to see just how much they're able to stop him.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be the biggest decider because that's what won them the round last time. Spooks is going to open up that window looking to the east outside of office, but is going to fall back after punching it away. Carnegie Mellon is going to opt to go towards that CCTV side that they ran last time. Yasha is going to start droning in. It looks like the team is being pretty proficient in their drones. Savvy's drone is already inside and is going to see that CCTV room is clear, but they're going to have to deal with Spooks all the way in Armory. And that late flank from Spooks could be potentially deadly, as it has proven to been many times throughout this series.
Yeah, and now at this point, we're going to see Spyglass walking up into this site of CCTV now, since they have the information that it's empty. You're just going to be trying to make sure and check every single important thing off the checklist. Getting rid of that passport wall protection from that angle. Looks like they might be opting to push that instead over jail, but of course Spyglass still does have 2 more charges to go. He could definitely just make the split and see if they could get both, as it looks like they tried to impact trick a little bit or put a nitro cell onto that wall. Oh my goodness, Yasha gets spotted entering the hall as Spooks just keeps quick leaning over it, and we'll take him down. That's the Maverick down. Really good use of utility off the board. Spyglass gonna start throwing down those few charges. Looks like he's opted to put them a little bit more into the center, and did not really catch Glib out into that corner there. And I think at this point Glib is super safe due to those double ADSs in general.
Yeah, they're going to take most of the next 2 cluster charges to take out, but their biggest worry right now is the fact that Spooks is coming up pretty quick. The second cluster charge and the last one, or the third one, is going to go out. Not going to get too much damage onto anybody. Kunk is having a nice angle from below as shots are going out all over the place. Kevin Joker has an angle from waiting room all the way into customs, and it looks like Savvy and Spooks are going to come to heads right here. And Spooks is going to peek around and actually just going to barely miss, and Savvy is going to pick up Spooks with Ewoks responding onto Kevin Joker. All of a sudden, Spyglass is down, and it looks like Florida is in a position to possibly take this round. With 40 seconds left, Savvy is going to take down Kunk, putting it back at a even 3v3. Pings are going out for CMU. They know one of the defenders is in the main lobby. They have Diffuser and they could plan it, but their biggest worry is going to be people flanking around. And they're going to have Savvy there watching it the flank. Spyglass is going to put down the Diffuser.
Ooh, and down 2 go, or one of them go as Calvix gets a pick. Savvy going to take down Ewoks as Perfect takes down Calvix at the same time. Now it's just down to Perfect on low HP and inside of Customs desk. Gonna see what he can pull off as he tries to push down the long angle, and we'll take some send some shots down to Spyglass, but not quite take him down just yet. And it looks like he will end up fishing off Savvy there, sorry, with the headshot. Last one alive. Spyglass outside. He's gonna play super reserved and not try to peek this, as Perfect has just been on a roll all night long. Will he be able to get the kill? He has to run out a little bit here. Checks for a Claymore as he peeks out and tries free fire. Gonna have to defuse. Time is ticking down. Fix it a little bit with the time he has remaining. I do believe he's out of time because 7-second plant, and down he will go anyways. as Spyglass walks up and gets the head of Perfect. Really good patience here from Spyglass to not peek whatsoever until he absolutely needed to. Because if Perfect didn't full sprint at him, that's really the only thing that kills him. And at that point, I don't think he has enough time to get back to that diffuser with, like, I think it was like 12 seconds at the time. So
Yeah, I
really,
mean,
really good patience and really good recognition.
once you hit that 7 second mark and you even start diffusing, you don't have time to diffuse for spend 7 seconds diffusing. So they had no time there, and as you said, that really reserved play from Spyglass to not overpeak it and just play time and use intel and call outs from the team is what really won them that round. And all of a sudden, Carnegie Mellon is in the danger zone. They are at 5 points, one more round win, and they are at match point. And that's not what we want to see happen. We're going to see all the stocks pulled out as Ewoks goes to Lion. Spooks currently hovering over Blackbeard, and Calvrix is switching to Goyo. Every team is bringing out all they can as we just switch sides. Carnegie Mellon on defense at Armory Lockers Archives with Florida attacking.
Yeah, and the Blackbeard being brought out here, I do believe they have a Nomad on that roster. No, they don't. So they're just going to rely on the Claymores. Yeah, 2 Claymores on the side of Ewoks and IQ there. Blackbeard, I'm assuming, going to play on probably some heavy window play, using the Claymores to kind of just stop any advance coming onto him and allow himself to just play freely on those windows. Going to make quite a big difference as, that Blackbeard shield. Definitely a force to be reckoned with, as it just stops any headshots. And as well as playing on windows and setting your body like that, you're going to end up only be peeking that nice glass. And you're going to have to just shred the glass and his head before he shreds your head. And at that point, definitely a scary operator into this round here, as Florida gonna have to pull this one out with very little mistakes. They only have 1 round for error, and that is it.
Yeah, I mean, it's really interesting seeing how much of a momentum shift we saw. We saw the first map go really heavy towards Florida, and then about round 3 or 4 of the second map, we saw Carnegie Mellon start to get even with Florida and then start to pull ahead. It seems like they've taken full swing of the brakes. The brake train has no brakes as Kevin Joker takes down Ewoks with the early kill. That's a Lion off the board. All of a sudden, Carnegie Mellon's in a very nice spot. They have an operator up, and that's not a gunfight you want to lose that early into the round.
I just want to highlight that angle too. He went prone on top of that bookshelf just to avoid himself from getting pre-fired. I think he probably did pre-open a little bit of that window or something, or just really godlike timing, one of the two, and just nailed Ewoks in the head. That's the Lion off the board. A lot of the pressure off of the anchors for when the push starts to happen, as we have Glip here on the Ash. Might be able to pull off a nice rush, as they have been pulling off in the past with Spooks on the Ash. And it looks like the Kunk gonna catch Calvrix's head with the Thermite there as they open up the wall. Shield's still in place, so it's still definitely giving a lot of pressure onto the attackers. Actually, it's Goyo shield too, so if that does get destroyed to a grenade, it's gonna actually switch the momentum and allow the attackers to just walk in, as we do have some shots and angles being traded from both the attackers and defenders here. It looks like we've got a nice little angle to watch for the entry, but down will go Spyglass and Yasha as they peek past the window. Perfect, gonna take both of them down. Now it's just down to Kevin and Sabby, gonna run past the window really quick, swing in immediately and take down the planter and the cover at the same time, as Sabby takes down the hull cover as well. Now we're just down to a 2v1. Really good situation. Carnegie Mellon just turns it around entirely and takes round 7.
And that's match point. All of a sudden, Florida has to win 5 attacking rounds in a row in order to go into overtime, where they will be defending first. However, 5 rounds in a row is a lot, and don't count them out yet. We've seen crazier things happen here at CEA, but a 1-6 lead is not what you want to happen on Border. And it could be maybe they're not as comfortable with Border as Carnegie Mellon is, or they just lost their momentum and got a little shaken up by losing the previous map. But something has to change. They only have 1 more shot. Every round counts, and Carnegie Mellon's going to take it to Bathrooms Tellers. They have rounds to spare, so this could be an interesting switch up, and we're going to see how this plays out for them.
Yeah, I just want to highlight from that last round, Kevin Joker, absolutely turning the rounds for Carnegie Mellon there. He actually just ran right past Ewoks on the window managed to get a double kill onto the thermite and the person planting, because the person planting thinks he has all the cover in the world in that situation. But he just goes down in an instant. Like, that right there just switched the momentum entirely, because if that plant went down, Carnegie Mellon would have been in a very bad situation. And looks like we're actually getting some action here onto Tellers and Bathroom here, shaking it up a lot. We're gonna hopefully see a lot more creative of a setup, especially with Goyo being brought. If this setup isn't like, if it's no different from the usual that I'm seeing, I'm gonna be a little bit surprised, especially because you don't really see this one get played that often. But with the Goyo in play, it definitely should allow the top floor office area hold being a little bit more safer, as they do have the Goyo shields to play around with here. And I do believe she does have all 3 of her Goyo shields left alive here, so it looks like a lot more of a focus on the upper floor control with them.
Yeah, I mean, this is definitely going to be all the marbles for Florida. Down 1-6. They need 5 rounds in a row. We said it, and we'll say it again. This is match point for advancing to semifinals in Invite League, and they're going to need all we can get from them, as Glib is starting to drone in second floor, is going to peek under that barricade as Spooks and friends are droning in quickly from lobby. The Conk is already going to open up that wall, is all alone though, not going to have much backup. Calvert actually has a really nice spot. I like that angle. I haven't really seen it before onto the exterior, and could potentially catch someone out. For those of you that can't quite see it, that is looking not only at the window, but on that thermite hole. Ewoks is going to take down Sabby, and it looks like Calvert is trying to get someone there. Spyglass is going to take down Ewoks in return. Calvert has a nice angle, but Kevin Joker is going to respond again, taking up Glib. Kunk, however, is going to push in.
He's on site.
Spyglass, and Spooks is taking out Kevin Joker, and Perfect taking out Calvert. So many kills in so little time. It's just down to Yasha to clutch out this round. It's a 1v2 situation with Yasha on second floor. Both attackers are in goal. Florida is going to win the round. Yasha took out Spooks, but Kunk taking out Yasha. So many kills, so little time. Florida is going to stay alive. 4 rounds to go before overtime.
That entire time I was about to stand up on my feet, because just kills just going back and forth. You can see Calvert just trying to hold that top angle and wait for a more sure shot to pressure that thermite with and get the confirmed kill, rather than just walking away with 1 or 2 hits and not exactly killing. But it ended up just not paying off, as the thermite from the Kunk just pushed in far enough that she couldn't see anymore. And then after that point, the Kunk just took entirely, with him and the rest of Florida, took control of site and allowed them to just push in willy-nilly and take down bathroom control, working so well for Florida there, and really managed to keep things going. And it looks like we're going to be seeing a return to bathroom Teller, with a little bit of bait coming in from the side of Carnegie Mellon, as they pick onto the Wamai and 6 pick into the castle. That's going to kind of, make Florida believe that, we're not going to see a return of bathroom Teller. We're probably going to take it back to a more default site, and then try to win it out there. But Carnegie Mellon gonna use the double bait and kick themselves onto this site. Hopefully see a better hold from the side of Carnegie Mellon, as they really just got entered in on, and the side of UFL just walked in willy-nilly, passed through all the defenses of Carnegie Mellon and took them out. And it just worked so well, even though it came down to the wire in the very, very end. Carnegie Mellon definitely could make the adjustments to keep things going, to win it out for themselves for this match and fight Akron next week. At this point, you could be sure that they are not going to be holding back one bit, as well as Florida, fighting for their life at this point to stay in this tournament. They lose 1 round, they're out.
And this is going to be all in for both teams. It's interesting that we're going to see Bathroom Tellers again. They do have 4 rounds spare on the side of Carnegie, 3 rounds spare on the side of Carnegie Mellon before they have to take 1. But you don't want to waste any, because you don't want Florida to get hot. If I can format my words here, Florida and Carnegie Mellon actually have gone on very long winning streaks here tonight. Both teams taken 6, 7, 8 rounds in a row, and that's not what you want Florida to start doing if you are Carnegie Mellon. We're going to see Ewoks here and team already go into customs inspection. Seems like they're pushing more laterally than from above compared to last time. They're not even going to bother to open up that wall into tellers. But they're going to have to take out the people in ventilation and upstairs. Speaking of ventilation, Ewoks is going to take down Spyglass. All of a sudden, they have control of bathroom. As I say that, Yasha is upstairs, taking out Ewoks from above.
Yeah, you can see this setup here really good so that in case that they do push like a purely horizontal, they can end up punishing them from the above, just like Spook's punishing them as they leave their guard down. Gonna be fragging up as he takes down one of them. See if he catch another one, but he's on low HP at this point. They have the wall opened up and they could get themselves into sight even easier. Flashbangs being thrown out of Yasha. He's trying to hold down this angle as much as he can. Takes down Spooks and tries to look back down the angle just to give himself a little bit of assessment of what's going on below. Kevin Joker gonna take down Glib. Yasha gonna find another kill. It's a triple kill for Yasha. Plant being put down as perfect. Last man alive for his team. 40 seconds on the clock. Let's see how he's going to be able to pull this off as he's holding inside of the bathroom here. And it looks like, oh my goodness, yeah, Yasha trying to use that super shorty from above, trying to get them angles. Sabi trying to just fire some shots. And ooh, Perfect gonna get her a little bit. Doc gonna go down as well. Perfect trying to live on his life, but there we go. Carnegie Mellon gonna win this round out, taking themselves onto or further into the tournament against Akron next week as they finish off Florida 7-2 on Border.
Yeah, and with that, they're going to hold their seed. Carnegie Mellon, seed number 4, is going to take down Florida, seed number 5, in this wild card round. We're going to see them next week against University of Akron Gold, and that, I'd say, was a very, very good game from both teams, if I do say so myself. I think that was great.
Just the back and forth between these teams, like the first map was definitely not a great showing for the side of Carnegie Mellon. You can see a lot of the mistakes on stream, and it wasn't looking too great. But they managed to bring it back onto Coastline and then dominating on the side of Border. You could just really see like the long-term scaling and how it really affected Carnegie Mellon. You know, some teams like in terms of how things go, they really do a lot better with longer sets because you know they get a lot more time, a lot more like information and steady and being able to just study like how these teams play. And just because like of the way that they played, like you can even see with their operator picks, picking like tactical operators across the board, they're definitely ones to make the reads that they needed to onto the team that they're fighting against, and then just really bring it home toward this end. Like really well played from Carnegie Mellon tonight.
Yeah, and I think that that's a great night. We're currently getting ready to go in our interview in a second here. We're gonna wait just a little bit, but you know, I'd say overall a great round. Ended up one map Clubhouse in favor of Florida, and then Carnegie Mellon taking away Coastline, their own pick, and then Border the decider. Quick before we get into our interview, since we have to do it at some point tonight, we have our sponsors. Thank you to Rogue Energy. Use code CEA at checkout for supporting us along with CORSAIR. They do some of our giveaways and they have great PC parts and accessories. And finally, we have what's new.gg. They have a lot of great gaming apparel, including some of our own stuff. So be sure to check them out. And with that, we're just about to get into our interview. We will be joined by Kevin Joker from Carnegie Mellon University. And here he is. First of all, welcome and congratulations on your win and advancing to semifinals.
Thanks so much. We've definitely been trying hard.
Oh yeah, and you could definitely see like the adjustments happening between each map. I have to ask, what in the world happened on Clubhouse? Because you could just see like Spooks just running in and catching all of you, not even watching him and whatnot. Like, what do you think ended up happening for you guys in the first map?
Oh, I don't know. Clubhouse. I mean, it started off with the team kill trying to make a rotate. But I think it really just came down to communication. We were a little, I don't know, we played ranked right before this and we lost all 3 of the games, and so we were a little tilted.
Oh,
or
no.
I was. And so I guess communication wasn't stellar going into the games, but like it really picked back up. We knew how to play on Coastline. We've been running Border for a while now, and so we were confident in going into that. So I think it just worked out really well.
Yeah, I mean, we could really see the switch towards momentum for you guys once we got towards around the third round of Coastline, where you won that first time where you won the second time you went kitchen. The third defense for you guys, you really started to pick it back up, winning 4 in a row and then losing 2 rounds and then winning 5 in a row losing around 4 in a row,
Oh
and
yeah.
then trading wins. That was so many rounds in a row compared to Florida. Like, you guys really picked up the momentum there. What really went on in that momentum switch at the beginning of Coastline?
I'm not sure. I feel like it was like I said, like a mood switch. Um, During that 5 minute break time and between maps, we were like pep talking, making sure that call outs were being done, and communication was being done. Because that was really our main problem going into the first game. And so once we patched that up, I think things started to click into place a lot better for the second, third maps.
And I have to ask, of course, with playoffs coming, we all have introduced the Kali and Wamai into the meta now.
Hmm.
Like we could see both you guys using Wamai, but how do you think as well, like Kali coming in from UFL, changing things the way that you guys play, and especially when they kept bringing it out in Clubhouse?
Right. Kali on Clubhouse was really good. Typically, I don't know. I personally, as an individual, underrate Kali. And so whenever I'm playing Doc, because I like to play super aggressive and I see a Kali on the enemy team, I'm just like, okay, I'll just jiggle peek him and kill him. That's how you get rid of like 99% of Kalis. But I don't know exactly was playing Kali, but he was playing it really well. Yeah, they were doing a great job at opening up all the hatches and stuff like that. And so I guess that's one thing that our team needs to go and consider going into the next like semifinals and such.
And I have to ask as well, like throughout this entire round, like both maps actually, even with Coastline, you could see Spooks just rushing in with the Ash on, I believe it was while you guys were in Hookah, and you just ran up. I can't remember if it was Cool Vibes or particular, but the entire team was just on site. How do you guys like try to adjust toward the fast play that they were bringing?
Uh, I think you're talking about the time when he was playing IQ, right? And he just
Yeah.
he ran. What we don't exactly know what happened either, because we had Scott Spyglass on Cool Vibes. I was watching. I was in Billiards Bar, and then we had someone who just died in Aquarium, and the last thing I expected was Spooks to go through the rotate hole between sites, and so I'm guessing he just vaulted over the hookah bar. Well, we basically just said, okay, we need more barbs. We need people watching things better. So I decided to move it around and watch like closer angles, watch it from aquarium, and then work back. So there was a lot of different things that we kind of adjusted around that kind of play.
Yeah, I mean, I thought you guys did great. Same with both teams there. Gave us a really good match. Best of 3 actually going to the third map. For
Hmm.
once in a while. So what's your plan going into the semifinals? You guys are playing University of Akron Gold sometime next week, I believe. What's the vibe and plan going into that?
I'm not sure. I guess we'll just keep doing what we're doing. Dry running all the maps that we think we can potentially get, and then just running strats, watching Pro League, watching other streamers. I don't know, and just playing a lot of ranked, making sure communication is up to par or better than par, hopefully.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
looked good. Keldav, do you have anything else to add?
Yeah, I got one question for you, Kevin. I already know you've been playing some Valorant, so between playing Valorant and Siege, what was that transition like?
The transition was way harder for other players on my team because they played way more Valorant than I did. I only played like 6 games or so, but you could definitely see a lot of Valorant jokes, humor popping in for some reason. One time when we knew that they were gonna start like shooting us from below, Christine was like, "Oh, keep your feet hot," and I'm just like, "But I'm playing Phoenix," and then stuff like that. I mean, I think it was okay. I think a lot of that rustiness coming back from Valorant was done when we played those ranked games before the match, so it's a relief that we did those at least. Lost some elo, but we did better in the match.
Yeah, I mean, one thing our observer pointed out was your stats overall were 27 kills, 12 assists, 24 deaths. I believe that's the order it's in. Yes, so that's pretty good. That's definitely over 29 rounds. That's very good stats coming out from you and the rest of your team. So congrats to that.
Thanks.
Keldav, anything else you have?
Yeah, I got one final question. I just thought of this one on the spot. Okay, between non-playoffs and playoffs, because non-playoffs you have no overtime,
Mhm.
no just best of 2, right?
Right.
And now we're in a point with playoffs where it's all best of 3s. Do you you personally, do you feel more comfortable playing in like the longer format where the matches are potentially could go on for like 3 hours compared to the shorter maps, or like how do you feel like adjusting toward that?
I'm not sure if I can speak for all of my players on my team, but on our team. But for me at least, I feel like my stamina is fine to play 5-6 hours if it really needs to be. I personally like the playoffs type of gameplay better just because there is closure to the games. It's the worst feeling when you just, like, play for 2 full hours and you come out and you're just like, oh, I guess we tied today, or I guess it's a partial win today, or like a partial loss is also a bad feeling. So other than it's really nice. It's a really nice feeling to always be ensured either a win or a loss, I guess. But yeah, in this case, it's nice. Maybe I'm
Yeah.
biased.
All right, that's a very common opinion. Just kind of curious to see if possibly you might be one of those teams that might have a little bit more of like some like tricky strats and whatnot that generally in a longer set, eventually people will try to figure it out, and it's not really like the most uh not really the most ideal thing to do in a long set, but
Hmm.
seems like you just pick Doc, you just start clicking heads everywhere and make things work. Whatever gameplay doesn't matter. Still got to click heads in both.
Yeah, it's easy.
And thank you all for joining tonight as we had Carnegie Mellon face off versus UFL. Both teams having such a good display of what they could perform here. Unfortunately, UFL will not be advancing further in the tournament as Carnegie Mellon won against them 2-1. Thank you all for joining tonight. Of course,
Yeah.
shout outs to our sponsors again with Corsair, Rogue Energy, and what's new with our merch line now out. Thank you all for joining. I've been Keldev. Of course, joined here by the lovely King Dopenshire.
And real quick before we go, just so you guys know, if you enjoyed our game tonight, tomorrow night we have Miami University versus Texas Tech University, round of 16 open league game at 8 p.m. Friday night we have University of Alabama in Huntsville versus Michigan Technological University, another round of 16 open league game coming to you Friday at 8:30, and Saturday at 7 p.m. we have Pennsylvania State University versus Arizona State University. That's our other invite wildcard round to see who will go into the other semifinal match. And with that, as Keldav said, thank you for our sponsors. We've been Keldav, King of Dopenshire, and thank you to Carpe, our wonderful observer for the night, and all of our admins that make everything happen. Thank you. See you tomorrow at 8 p.m. Good night.
Good night.
night.
Wishing that I could run away with you. Imprisoned by fear, just pull me away, pull me away. Secret fantasies to me. Will they ever see the light of day, light of day? I don't know where you are, but I will find you. I will find you. Prison by fear just pulled me away.